If I could be any video game character, I'd probably be Master Chief. Master Chief is just the iconic, you know, badass basically. He's one of those characters who's just like, you know, I'm the only one left, I'm gonna do it all myself, and I feel like I can relate to Master Chief more than any other video game character. Oh, if a zombie apocalypse happened tomorrow, Attach is being eaten first, like without a question of a doubt. I don't know if we'll trip him while we're running away from zombies, or he's just gonna do some dumb stuff, and like, which is probably how he's gonna get eaten in the end. But I think me and Enable, Zuma might be able to survive, but me and Enable could definitely survive, just us two. If I'm stranded on an island, I probably have some sort of food, like some, maybe like tools to make a farm or something, a sat phone, and a boat. My guilty pleasure song? Yeah. I don't really have too many guilty pleasure songs. I kind of am very open about all types of music that I listen to. I guess you could say the biggest guilty pleasure I have is Lost Boy. That song Lost Boy, it's a really slow song. Yeah. I really like it though for some reason. For some reason it's just a beautiful song to me. My dad was a musician growing up. He had multiple platinum and gold records, so I've always been raised in like a very music household, and so just good grand piano sounds and good singing and stuff like that really hits home to me. So even though it's like a slower, sappier girl song, I really like it.
My favorite childhood game was Kingdom Hearts. It's just all the Disney characters that I grew up to watching movies as a kid, and then they made a game about it, and it was just both, you know, best of both worlds. Funniest thing a family member said to me was, you can't make a lot of money playing video games. The first video game I ever played was Super Mario World on Super Nintendo. The game I most want to see as an esport is Call of Duty 4 Remastered. I think it was a great game and it's balanced, so I want to see that make a comeback. If I wasn't a pro player, I grew up playing tennis. I was ranked #2 in California. I played nationally. Played with a few tennis pros when I was younger. I was already getting scouted for college freshman year. I had 2 injuries, so I started playing video games because, you know, I have a competitive drive, and it kind of was like an outlet to, you know, come out with that competitiveness in a video game. If I could pick a place to go with my fans, it would definitely be a vacation, either a Caribbean's or somewhere wild like Vegas or New Orleans. I really like New Orleans and the vibe out there.
The funniest thing a family member ever said was when my dad was talking about OpTic, he said, wow, Scump was really destroying you guys. First video game I ever played, I think Crash Bandicoot on PlayStation 1.
Were you any good?
No, I was like 5, maybe 4. If I wasn't a pro player, I'd probably be pursuing something in finance. I'd probably be in college. But this is definitely the route I wanted to take. In another year or 2, I definitely do want to go to college, regardless of where I am in esports. I at least want to get a degree just to fall back on, and then possibly after Call of Duty, do something in the esports field. If I could take my fans anywhere, I'd probably take them to Italy, just because it's a real fun place and there's a lot to do. Something weird that I know about my teammates, Nagavin can ride a unicycle. I found this out yesterday. I got into gaming because it's always something I enjoyed, and the fact that I can make a career out of it was just really mind-blowing to me, and I wake up every day and love doing what I do for a living.
If I could be any character, I'd probably be have you ever played Devil May Cry? Okay, with Devil May Cry, there was a character named Dante. He was just like a immortal human that just fought a whole lot of different monsters. And he was just basically immortal, so I definitely want to be him. If I'm Kanye for a day, partying all day. My teammates are probably gonna watch this and be tight because they know I do it anyways. But yeah, if I was Kanye, I'd definitely be partying all day with Kim Kardashian. I listen to a lot of J. Cole before my matches, and I like music that's, I like music more for the lyrics than I do for the beat, but if the lyrics is really, really good, then the beat just obviously sinks in and it just turns to a really good song. That's why I like J. Cole a lot. So you said Ariana Grande, Taylor Swift, and Selena Gomez. I'm blocking Taylor Swift because Kanye blocks Taylor Swift. I'm gonna DM Ariana.
This is you. You're not Kanye.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I just don't like Taylor Swift. I'm gonna DM Ariana and I'm gonna follow Selena. Chick-fil-A.
I'm live. Hello, MLG Orlando. Are you guys excited for this grand finals? No, I want you to get louder, get hyped. We got shirts to give out. From G Fuel. Get those hands in the air, don't hurt yourselves. Oh, they're flying all over, there's more to come. I've got a test for you all. We have our grand finals match starting in just a few short moments. But listen up real quick, all right? Because everybody knows, MLG Anaheim, they got the loudest crowd. Oh, I don't think so. Because where are we? We're in Orlando, and this crowd's gonna be louder. Is that right? I don't think that was loud enough. I said, is this crowd gonna be louder? Let's keep this up through the whole series. Your grand final starting in just a few short minutes.
I just want to compete. I want to have a competition.
Something that is socially unacceptable to do at an esports event is not wash. Got to clean yourself. There's no one in my team that I've had to have a stern talking to about washing. Previous teammates though. Not naming names. No, I'm not naming any names, but there have been previous teammates that definitely need to wash themselves at events. My favourite childhood game was probably, I'm gonna have to say Pokemon. It's obviously popular right now, but probably Pokemon. The funniest thing a family member has said about a video game at esport, are you bad? Because that's a funny question. I think the first video game I ever played was like Crash Bandicoot back on PlayStation 1, I think. Probably before that, actually. No, that's a lie. Sonic was the first video game I ever played. The weirdest thing I've ever happened to be at an event was when it was my 18th birthday, and after we lost the winners bracket final at an event, the other team sang happy birthday to me. So I was pretty annoyed at that. I was pretty pissed off, but we came back and won 2 best of 5s in the grand final and won it, and I sang happy birthday back.
I'm still competing because I just love the competition, and the fact that I'm successful enough in it that it's replacing a job for me. You know, if I come to a point where I fall off, I'm not really making money, placing's bad, then at that point it's probably when I have to retire, get a real job, move on. But as long as I'm making money and playing well, I'm gonna try to do it as long as I can. Any video game character and why? I'd probably just have to go with something like Mario. I don't really have a creative answer for that. I played a lot of Mario games throughout my childhood, and I've never really been that guy to play other games. I really just play Call of Duty. If I were to go out to dinner with any video game character, it'd probably be Mario, and I'd probably go to a nice steakhouse. If I could be any video game character, I'd probably be Bowser, because he's always the bad guy. That'd be interesting, having that role. If I'm Kanye West, I just probably tweet some ridiculous stuff, like he won that one Twitter rampage not too long ago. I'd probably follow along that suit. Something just calling out some people, whatever. I'm Kanye West, who cares? DMing Selena Gomez, following Ariana Grande, blocking Taylor Swift. Stranded on an island, food, water, and I guess I can't really say a boat because I'm stranded on an island. So I say like wood to possibly make a boat. I'd probably fight the shark, swim away if that's an option. If I actually have to fight, probably go with the bear on land.
The first video game I ever played was probably Sonic the Hedgehog on a Sega Mega Drive, and that's probably when I was like 4. If I had to add anyone to sub for me as a pro athlete, probably just be Ronaldo or something, because they need to keep up with my good looks. Some of the things that are socially unacceptable to do at esports events are smelling bad, hate stinky people, being aggressive, like always just be friendly. My favourite childhood game is probably Crash Bandicoot, or some Ratchet and Clank was good, but Crash Bandicoot or Spyro. Spyro's a good one. My goals outside of esports is just have a good life, really. That is literally it. Make sure family and friends are happy. Something weird I know about one of my teammates, probably Dave and his weird tongue. He has a very weird tongue. It's just crazy things with it. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. What drives me to compete is winning. Being European and coming to these events as well, being kind of looked down upon by NA teams because they just think, oh, EU team, not very good.
If Zombie Apocalypse happens tomorrow, Attach is definitely the first one. He's going to do something dumb. He's just going to try to go out there and take all the zombies out. I would define regain as just taking a couple deep breaths and focusing up, because if someone says you have to regain, you probably just got destroyed.
Zombie Apocalypse strikes tomorrow morning. How long are you lasting?
12 hours. I could last a full day, but I don't want to. I'd rather just go out with a bang, holding a grenade, and a pile of zombies and dying, just like Will Smith.
Who from your team's getting eaten first? Might be you, honestly.
Octane, 100%. He's skinny, he's frail, and he's not going up against the zombies. It's not happening. Selena Gomez, I'm DMing. It was T-Swift and who else? Ariana Grande. Following Ariana Grande and blocking Taylor Swift.
Why blocking Taylor Swift?
She's not my type. She deserves a block. Honestly, she's got the short end of the stick. She doesn't bring to the table what these gamers want.
Orlando, are you ready? It's MLG Championship Sunday. It doesn't get better than this. It's all on the line.
He's going to go ahead, set up the one, intercepted again. Karma again. Bow down to Karma.
Will OpTic be the back-to-back MLG champions, or will a new team take the title?
Oh my God! Oh, and he's giving him back. Sprint for all four. How does he do it? Karma walks everything on the line. Karma peeks out. He gets the kill. Karma, you're the best ever. He has the top of Karma. He's able to pick it up. Has to turn around. Scuffy's there, and there it is. Game 5, 6-1. OpTic Gaming has done it.
It's time for the championship match. Who's going to take home the Orlando trophy? OpTic, EnVyUs. Let's find out. It's MLG Championship Sunday.
Orlando, put your hands together. We are live. It is time for the championship match, and this one is a historic battle between two of the biggest brands in Call of Duty. OpTic Gaming, your Stage 1 champions, taking on Envy, your Stage 2 champs. I'm Chris Bucket, joined at the desk. As always, we got replays, Merc and TP. Boys, we talked about it right before we went live. Can you ever remember seeing OpTic Gaming and Envy competing in a grand final?
It's been a while. I don't remember the last time we... Never?
Never.
Really?
Ever.
Is that a fact?
There's no way.
Fact.
Is that a fact?
Fact. Ever.
What? Going
you
all
did
the
your
way
research?
back. We have not seen it.
Wow.
I asked JCap. Merc can't remember it. Both players played for both teams.
That's insane.
OpTic Gaming, Envy in a grand finals. And this, of course, is the last tournament on LAN before we get to COD XP. So a big one here tonight, but we have to catch you up on what you might have missed. OpTic Gaming has dominated through the the winners bracket, but it was Envy who made the epic losers bracket run. TP, who are some of the teams that they have taken down to get here tonight?
A lot of momentum has been built from that loser bracket run. They were knocked down by Rise. They got the revenge early, though, in this morning. Then FaZe finally got to elevate in the losers final, and they find themselves here. Only dropped 2 maps today, looking like the team we saw at Stage 2 finals, going up against the Stage 1 champions as well.
It's time to get things started, and I want to introduce you guys to the teams. First off, everyone get on social media. Let your friends know the grand finals is going down right now. Let's meet team number 1. Coming from the winners bracket, it is OpTic Gaming, and you got to take a look at this star-studded lineup. You got Crim6 with a big smile. He is going to be your in-game leader, playing alongside the 2-time world champion, the only 2-time world champion in Call of Duty, Karma. And then, of course, you got the Slayers and Formal and Scump, who have put on a show against Elevate earlier in the day. On the other side of the stage, Merc, I want you to walk me through the Boys in Blue. Tell me about this squad.
Yeah, so you have the AR Slayer Slasher sitting right there. Arguably one of the best players in the game at this moment. You have Apathy next to him. Then you have John. Apathy and John are those SMG duos. They put on so much pressure. And then lastly, you have the captain in JCap. This guy is that veteran leader that you're looking forward to, putting on a show for us here in this final.
Replays, when you look at these two teams side by side, what are the matchups you're looking forward to, Moch?
People have been arguing the sub-duos, the Scump and Crim6 against the John and Apathy. That is my probably main watch right there. I think this is going to be the most exciting match right here. You're going to have those two duos. People have been arguing which duo has been playing better, so that's definitely my go-to watch.
Well, we have a best of 5 TP, and we've been getting predictions all day long. Let's take a look at our first best of 5. Remember, Envy's coming through a loser's bracket in double elimination. They'll have to win 2 best of 5s to take the title. But in our first best of 5, here's a look at your maps. We're going to see Breach Hardpoint hunted for Search and Destroy, Evac Uplink, Stronghold CTF, and Fringe Search and Destroy.
This is a really cool map set, in my opinion. These are pretty hard to predict as well. The Breach, I think, is going to be a heavy-hitting map. Look to those duos we were just mentioning to see who's going to win that battle. It's going to be a tough one. I feel like, I don't know why, I'm taking the EnVyUs bet in that one. John and Apathy, the past couple of weeks have been looking like the best SMG players in the game, but you know, you got Scump and Crim. They always turn up when it is Championship Sunday.
Yeah, for me, you can't count out either of these teams in that Breach Hardpoint. You know, that's one of those maps where you sort of go back and forth between the hills. You have to rotate early. So if one team goes down early, you know, don't expect them to be out of it. You see so many comebacks, so many close games on that map.
Yeah, I think I'm going to agree with TP here. I think that the Envy has the favor in this right now. I feel like Envy's on a roll. I feel like their sub power is doing really well right now. They're slaying. We were talking about it before. All 4 of them are firing in all cylinders right now. So I definitely think this map favors it, but it's definitely hard to predict because both of these teams can easily take this map.
Envy was grinding through the losers bracket last night. They had to wake up early and go through some juggernauts. They're running on low sleep, but they haven't slowed down. Will they be able to keep it up and compete with OpTic Gaming? This is the showdown everyone has been waiting for. I talked to the 2 team managers before the games. They haven't matched up on LAN yet in Black Ops 3. This is a first time. So everyone here in Orlando, put your hands together. Are you guys ready to see this match? That's what I like to see. Keep it going all night long as we cheer on your top players. $100,000 on the line this weekend, but really this could be a preview of what we're going to see in just 3 weeks when we head to Call of Duty XP. I'm ready to get this one going. Let's take a look at our ban and protects as soon as it gets up and running. If you're looking at your first hardpoint, we've seen some teams take unique strategies and try and take down OpTic Gaming with interesting picks, but what are you seeing so far here for map number 1?
It's been a little bit tough on Scump throughout this entire tournament. A lot of teams getting rid of that kinetic armor early, and then Tempest being gone as well. The HVK don't have that close quarter assault rifle, and then 2 lethals.
And then you have high caliber sticking in with the Man of War. That's something we touched on. That gun, it has a vertical recoil. It goes up and down, so if you're able to use that, you can get some pretty lucky headshots. That high caliber, I expect to use it with those AR players.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I think that high caliber slipping through is something that you don't really see too often. You've kind of seen it a little bit more of this event, but with these 2 teams playing each other, I don't think I would ever have guessed that high caliber goes through, especially like a map on Breach, so definitely.
Pretty awesome stuff, guys. It's all going down. Here's a look at your specialist draft coming your way now as our players are going to make their selections. How big is it going to be for the specialist draft, especially knowing that kinetic armor is not going to be available for both sides? This is something that we've seen every single time on the main stage coming for the SMG players.
Yeah, you're going to see something a little bit different. Maybe you see 2 weapons here, but the Tempest being taken out as well. I like that ban out of OpTic. Slasher just so good with it. Yeah. And Formal likes to use that sight, so I think that's a comfort pick for him. It's going to be sight, and you see that's that second weapon that we were talking about. That Purifier can be so dangerous on this map. All these hills are so close in quarters. You're going to have to trade if you're Envy getting rid of Scump's Purifier.
And definitely, I mean, staying ahead of the rotations, if OpTic can do that, or whichever team with that Purifier, I really want to focus on that because that is probably the more new specialist that you don't see too often. It's kind of making a comeback, but realistically, you don't see it that much. And if you get to that new hill, like you just said, and any of these hills are so close quarters, rotating to it is very, very important, and you can hold the hill for an entire 60 seconds with the Purifier if you do it right.
Purifier is going to be chosen by Scump. On the other side, the unique pick is going to be Psychosis by Apathy and Replays and TP. You guys are scowling. You're shaking your heads. Why don't you like that choice?
I don't think the go-to should be Psychosis if something like Kinetic is gone, especially with the heavy Slayers. You shouldn't be seeing Scump and someone like Saints on Luminosity. You should be using something like Psychosis. Give him a weapon. Scump's got red hair. He's going to set people on fire.
I'm ready to see it happen, guys. Orlando, are you guys ready to kick this game off? It is going to be a good one. We are hoping for 2 best of 5s, but OpTic can get it done with just 3 game wins here in our first set. It's time to take a look at our map as we're loading up game number 1. Let's take a peek, and before the map kicks off, real quick, strategies we should be looking out for both teams.
Basically just taking your time to break hills and hill stacking. Stacking at least 3 people in. Both teams heavy slaying. Expect a lot of back and forth gameplay on every single hill.
Yeah, just rotating to those hard points early and trading effectively. Like you said, you have to be able to control inside of those hard points for as long as possible.
Yeah, rotations are the most important thing, but hill stacking, what TP said, I really want to focus on that. That's probably the most important thing. Even if you don't get rotations and you are in the hill in this map, it does not matter. You can fight it from the front.
There we have it. It is time for Breach Hardpoint. Game number 1 kicks off right now. Take it away, Mr. X and Maven.
All right, let's get it. Game 1, and we talked about high caliber making it in, but you've also got the Shiva, and that's what Formal's going to kick it off for the rip here, but getting cut down almost immediately, Matt.
Yeah, and I think the Man of War is probably a better option on this map. Nope, that assault rifle that's fully automatic. The Shiva, it's only going to be good at those long-range scenarios. Man of War is probably going to be better to go to on this map.
Let's flip over to Josh. He started out too, well, never mind. Sorry, Josh. He falls almost immediately with J-Cap inside. Fight it too. Looking for the third. Just melting off the rip, and EnVyUs starting out hot here in the first hardpoint.
It's a fantastic start for Team EnVyUs. They get control of this middle hardpoint. They have not let go, and I think a part of it is because OpTic came out with 2 Shivas off the bat. They couldn't really push in there. Now it's going to be harder for them to fight for the hill back.
All right, well, let's get ready as players are going to begin to look to rotate here with 15 seconds left. Scump's going to likely be able to grab the remaining time here. Let's hop to J-Cap, I believe, who's in the back. He gets cut down almost immediately. He was the one player kind of looking to hold spawns for EnVy potentially. It's going to be Formal that's inside first. The rest of his teammates trying to kind of hold the spawns in the back, and they're looking to lock down a lot of time here and get right back into this one.
Well, if Karma is going to stick with the Shiva, you're going to have Formal play a little bit more in and around the hardpoints, because you're going to have Karma play these long sight lines and just try and pick players off at range. You can't put them inside of a hill like cages with something like the Shiva.
Well, they won the fight in the back now, Matt. Now it's just worried about the front pressure. They're picking up the kills. Formal looking out front. There's one. Pops him with the M8, looking for a second. And high caliber, we talked about the fact that this map is not the easiest for your AR players, right? You get a lot of pressure in your face with subs. High caliber, you think, going to make that a little bit easier, but as Formal goes off, Krim actually hit a 6 streak there, but we'll hop right back to Formal. The hard point is OpTic's now taking control.
On a hard point hill like this, where an AR player can get posted up and look over towards bricks and pick up some easy kills, high caliber is going to be a huge beneficiary for these players. And I think when you look to where we go over towards that glass hardpoint, if the OpTic or EnVy can get control of that, look at the AR players to set up and pick players off coming down bricks with high cal.
All right, well, now we're going to rotate here into Palace. We'll take a look at the minimap. You see those 3 blue triangles set up inside, ready to go. It's going to be J-Cap and crew in first. Let's switch to their POV as they look to lock down. One coming from top middle. It's going to be Scump. You see on X-ray trying to win the gunfight. Is J-Cap able to do so, but drops almost immediately. 3 players breaking in here. It's going to be Krim and Karma finding kills. They're able to break very quickly, and that hurts. When you're EnVy and you rotate early, that just does something to you mentally when OpTic breaks in so easily.
Yeah, they burn a heat wave there. Karma is able to shoot straight through it, take out the players pushing from EnVy. This has been a fantastic hold from OpTic Gaming. It's going to be Karma, only 75 away from the dark, working towards those bigger streaks, and he's going to get taken out by J-Cap. It's a huge kill from J-Cap as EnVy is able to take the hill back.
They fight back. They give, 20 seconds or so time. OpTic now leads by 40. I mean, we haven't seen high caliber be too much of a player. I mean, Karma there on a 4 streak. Hell, if he had anything but a Shiva in that position, he's probably able to find that kill. Very, very difficult in that spot. But now we're going to be wrapping the green. It's going to be EnVy here on the rotation first. You can see the green arrow starting to push in through the front. The first one in, going to be Karma. Heatwave flies in after he's still able to find it, but 2 more members coming in for OpTic Gaming. Is Karma backing him up there with 2. Looking for the third. Can't snap onto him a Formal there to back him up. He's got a second to deal with. RK5 out. Does he have enough to clip to find the kill? He does not. It's John winning it. John winning a second. John trying to find a third, but not able to do so as EnVyUs gets the break for the time being.
And EnVy has really gotten here, with John and Apathy playing great, but really Slasher has been the player for this team. With the assault rifle in his hand, he has made big plays time and time again, big slaying numbers. Right now, starting off a little bit slow. I think Formal versus Slasher is going to be the matchup you look at in this series.
For the series, yeah, but this map, I mean, it's one that's hard to take over as an AR player, and you're not shocked to see, Formal and Slasher not exactly lighting up the kill feed. You're going to rely on your sub players to really go massive here, but EnVy looking to bring this back to just about a tie game. Looks like OpTic's given up this time to now set up for Lab, so let's rotate over to the OpTic Gaming setup. We'll take a look at number 3 on the minimap. That's going to be Formal. He's set up in cages, but it looks like the pressure is going to come from top middle. And there's the Purifier you talked. TP said he's going to light it up. Can he get it done here?
Yeah, and the Purifier is great on this hill to just zone players out. Scump can just watch one of these front doors or the side door and just do exactly what he's doing right there. Shoot the flames out. The players on EnVy cannot push in. look for him to just waste a ton of time here. Envy cannot push into this hard point.
Well, it looks like nobody looking to mess with him at all, really, from the front of their side. They're trying to wrap around the back, but now they're going to come into the meat grinder, able to find one before he ends up falling. It's out Apathy, busting in with Psychosis, trying to push out the back. Should find Karma in just a moment. The shot's on target, able to find it. Now Envy looking to pick up some time. There's one on stairwell. That's going to be Scum. He's going to be caught. That's 4 down for OpTic Gaming. You see the spawn now coming in at Palace as the boys in blue have gotten the break, and yet another lead change coming in.
And with the way that Envy is set up, just gun-wise, they're running 3 SMGs and 1 assault rifle, much different than OpTic with a 2-2 split. What Envy is going to do, they're going to do a good job of when they get the hard points, locking it down, because the ARs of OpTic are going to have to force in and fight these gunfights versus SMGs, and they're not going to be able to do it. That's why you're seeing when Envy gets the hills early, they're having so much success holding them.
And look at this, everybody on the opposite side of the map, but JCap gets in behind. I didn't see if he spawned out or flanked, but he was able to pick up a couple and disrupt. So they get all that time at the end, and also the original points here, top middle. This is a devastating 20 to 30 seconds here for the side of OpTic Gaming.
It's huge for Envy, and I feel like, with how they played in that first half, OpTic was playing very well. Envy is able to actually have the lead going into the second half. You don't expect Slasher to have a bad second half like he did in the first half of that game, so OpTic Gaming in a little bit of trouble here.
Well, you have the scythe available for Formal. We'll see where he opts to pop that. Envy is still holding on to a very fragile lead as OpTic looking to mount the comeback and have yet another lead change. This has been just as back and forth as you would want it for these top 2 teams. Trying to find his Formal, not able to do so. Inside is Karma, he's going to fall as well. The break comes in, it's JCap getting inside. He's got 2 in a row, tries to make it a third, but not able to do so. Speaking of the site for Formal, looks like Slasher has his available as well. But let's go to Scump for now, because Scump heats up at the end of this hard point. He's going to go on a 4 streak.
Well, actually, with 7 seconds left on the hill, you have Karma and Apathy, both trying to get the spawns for the next hill for their respective teams. And see Karma, he's going to be the number 2 on your mini-map. He's set up inside of the hard point, but I don't think OpTic has any idea Apathy's in this back position. He's going to push straight into the hill and get control, and it's definitely going to shock the players on OpTic. You see Apathy already set up, watching that back door, going to pop Psychosis, just try and throw Krim off a little bit, going to deter him from coming into the hill. Fantastic play by Apathy. Might be one that gives Envy this game.
That's beautiful stuff there. Yeah, it's just enough of a delay that not only did he end up finding the kill, but it's enough time for Slasher to come in there and back him up if needed. Envy's got control, but the back spawns are controlled by OpTic Gaming. Can they get the break? Looking to slide in, but so far no one able to do the damage. Slasher's going to drop down to an Apathy. There's one. Can't find the second. That's going to be the scythe coming in for Formal. He's going to be locked and loaded inside. Should be a free kill up front. Does he find more? OpTic down by 25. Look at him out the comeback, and you see how far Krim is pushing up. That's going to make the spawns very difficult here with the final 15 seconds.
And the players are Envy are just going to give up on it. They're going to go set up for Palace, and this is going to be a huge opportunity for them if they were able to get some kills on the rotation here to lock this one down and just extend that lead even more. Karma with a nice angle trying to take this player out. It's going to be Karma versus Apathy. Karma picks it up, and now he's just going to wait for some teammates. They're going to set up a pinch here on Palace.
And he doesn't even have high caliber on this. That comes in with the 2 shots. Not able to find the other coming from the back. Formal's trying to cover top middle here as you see 2 players going extra, trying to get it done, able to find one, trying to find the second there. Bridge, gonna get it done. Formal making sure no pressure comes from the front side. Pushing the back, it's gonna be JCap. Can't find one there on the wall run. Tries to re-peek here on Scump. Just tagged up and nothing he can do. OpTic, another lead change, is now there in control with 30 seconds left in Palace. Scump inside doing damage with that Slasher. Coming in with the scythe, winning the gunfight, and looking to close out the final time here in Palace.
And I gotta think if you're Envy, potentially you may want to switch off Cap off the VMP and put a Man of War in his hands. I feel like in those types of situations where Formal gets a top AC, like that's when you want that secondary AR to get him off that position. You can't just rely on Slasher, especially when Karma's all the way in the back with a Shiva as well. You're having Slasher fight both those gunfights is very difficult.
What is going to be the single biggest thing for you down the stretch is we have a very tight game. You know there's been God knows how many lead changes. There's a Purifier from Scump coming out. Those shots coming back. Can't connect. He's able to get it around the corner. But it's really just a distraction. It's actually Karma and Crimsix picking up the kills. Scump just spraying flames everywhere.
As much as I do like the Purifier used here by Scump, if Envy breaks this and gets some contention and they can rotate to that next hardpoint early, OpTic would have loved to have the Purifier there, but it looks like they may save the Heat Wave for that situation.
Well, they may have the Heat Wave, and then also maybe streaks. Look how close he's getting to picking these up. The Heat Wave, though, comes in, gets off one shot before dropping. Formal's out, Krim spawns out, and now we may have another lead change. They kind of have to push this, but as tight as the game is, in 20 seconds left, they're going to take one more stab at it, or are they? It looks like they do want to push in. Krim's going to try to at least contest here, going to soar in. 2 players going in, trying to win the gunfight. They're able to do so. That's going to be big. They're at least able to contest, not able to gun the final player, but Formal's still here, and it's the RK5 getting it done, and they have players ready for the rotation.
By pushing for that time, you have 2 players from OpTic at the previous hill. It's going to be just Karma in the back trying to lock this down. He drops, and now the Envy flood is coming for that last hardpoint. And you see they're winning the gun engagements. This is a huge play right here from Team EnVyUs getting those spawns in the back.
Well, Slasher trying to go big. It was just Karma inside, but now you see 3 people inside the hardpoint from Envy, and they're looking to take it here. It's coming down the stretch. 40 seconds left in this hardpoint. It will most likely be one here if the boys in blue can hold on. Apathy holding a corner. You have John and crew trying to push out the back, make sure no pressure can come from the front. Apathy waiting. Let's go to Slasher's point of view in the back. You see him get picked up, watches the mid-step, able to find the kill, looking for more, only need 3 points. One player's gonna get test, can't win the gunfight, and Envy gets it done. And game 1 goes to Envy.
And it's exactly what I was talking about before. When you have that 2 ARs, 2 SMGs, when Envy was getting control of those hills early, OpTic just not able to break, regardless of whether they had specialist use. It's just not enough firepower. You're relying on Scump and Crim so heavily to go in and get a 2-piece and open things up for the rest of the guys. It's just not going to work out.
Yeah, it's like when they were set up early, they'd usually do all right. It's just that the breaking side of it that was difficult. Once Envy got control, so tough to get
It was like TP was talking about in the analysis desk, because like they needed to flood and stack hills. And it's like you can't stack the hill with a guy running a Shiva. It's just, especially on a map like Breach, where the hills are so close quartered, it's just not going to work out.
Well, everything you would want from a first-time final between Envy and OpTic Gaming, but to break down that first hard point, let's toss it back to the desk.
What a way to start this series, boys. It was back and forth. OpTic with the lead early. Envy takes it back in the lab, and then it looked like OpTic was going to run away for it for a minute, and then Envy at the end locks it down. What were some of the highlights? What stuck out to you the most?
What stuck out to me the most, I think, was definitely the rotation gunfights. I was saying it to them before when I was watching it. It looked like OpTic was ahead of the rotation on that first rotation. They were doing so well at getting to the next hill and playing it so smart. But Envy, time and time again, just came up so clutch, using their specialists, winning those rotation gunfights. And when you play a team like this, I always watch those rotation gunfights because those are so underlooked but so important.
Yeah, and they were just trading better because that's sort of the argument, right? 3 submachine guns versus 2 assault rifles, especially on a map like Breach. Yes, high caliber does get through, but I would really like to see Karma pull out a 3rd sub there and help out. You know, you could see it affected players like Crim. I think he was -10, only around 20 seconds in the hill. He needs help in the hill alongside with Scump.
Too much pressure overall. Speaking to Karma overall as well, when you are using an AR in that situation, your specialist ability that can bail you out, which was Heatwave, he wasted it twice in very crucial situations. You saw in the last rotation that green hill, Scump opened up with the Purifier, very great. But Karma also used the Heatwave and lost it for free. Envy broke in, they lost the time, they lost the specialist, too much investing into that last hill, and then got broke onto lab. Small mistake that you don't usually see from OpTic.
And one small thing that I don't know if a lot of people picked up on was at the end of the game, Envy was not jumping up and pounding their chest. They know how long of a road this is going to be if they want to become the Orlando champions. They were cool, calm, and collected. It was quick high fives, then back to talking about strategy. This is a focused and dangerous squad.
I mean, they just know how important it is to win that map 1, especially versus a team like OpTic Gaming. We've always said, how do you beat OpTic? You have to make the series last long. You can't let them, come out to a hot start and 3-0 you. So Envy knows how important that was. You want this series to go longer and longer. That's where, a team like Envy is able to clutch up.
TP, last point I want to make here before we start talking about the next game is coming in. We saw that the kinetic ban came from Envy. It was something that they purposely targeted Scump. Scump had some big plays with the Purifier, but on the other side, we saw Apathy choosing, who normally runs kinetic himself. He chose to go with the Psychosis. Did it pay off for him in this game?
I usually knock Psychosis a lot, but in the situations that he was popping in those tight little choke doorway areas, it really paid off for him. It allows you to find out where that position, the opponent is going to be, force them to fire shots before they're ready to. So great usage from Psychosis there when I usually bash it.
And real quick, to point out the Purifier too. The Purifier is usually a good weapon, but I think Envy did a really good job when the Purifier was out. They noticed when it was out, they kept their distance, they made them waste it, because when you're using a Purifier, they're going to be pre-firing the doorways. Once they saw it that one time, they were like, all right, he has it, we're going to back up a little bit, let him pre-fire it, they let him waste it, he got like 1 or 2 kills with it, and then they executed from there.
Yeah, and that's sort of why the meta changed away from the Purifier, right? Because when you get hit by the Purifier, you don't instantly die. You have about a half second to beat about a bullet or 2 into the enemy Purifier, and then you can just trade that kill, and that's what I was talking about in the pregame. As soon as they see Scump has that out, they have to trade it as fast as possible and not let him sort of build a streak upon it.
I was really impressed with both teams. I mean, this was a back-and-forth battle, but as you mentioned, there was a few players that were looking to step up their game in the future matches here from OpTic Gaming. But it's time now to look ahead to search and destroy. Let's take a peek at some of the ban and protects that are coming up now. Do you think OpTic would ever go as far as to protect a kinetic?
No.
I don't
Not
think
in
so.
Search and Destroy.
Especially not Search.
Especially in Search and Destroy, because you probably get it so late in the rounds. It's not something that's worth protecting. Maybe in a respawn you might want to if Scump's really feeling it, that he really wants that kinetic armor. But Search and Destroy, definitely not. I mean, I think we see the pretty standard bans here.
Yeah, and just looking, I love this ban out of Envy, getting rid of that Shiva. We've talked about it all weekend long. When Karma has it in his hands, he looks very comfortable. He does a lot of damage with it, especially in Search and Destroy. So I love that ban a lot coming from Envy.
Yeah, heads up play. And then, you know, speaking to that kinetic armor thing again, it's not like Apathy can't throw that on and have the same impact Scump usually does. So really don't think we're going to be focusing on that too much, but in the respawns, expect it to be out.
You're going to see Psychosis is going to be picked there by Formal. Heatwave is going to be chosen by Karma, and Active Camo is selected by the in-game leader, Crim6. Over on the other side of the stage, it's time for Envy to make their selections. We'll take a look at Slasher. He's going to lock in Active Camo. Apathy's up next. Heatwave is out for him. No kinetic on the other side. Yet Glitch will be chosen by John, and JCap is going to make the final selection. He will answer with the Psychosis of his own. So Glitch on the side for Envy. On the other side, we will not see it. It's going to be Heatwave, Psychosis, Kinetic, and Active Camo. Which side do you think has an advantage? Do you have an opinion here as you see the two teams choosing differently?
I mean, I think I've been saying it all tournament. I like the kinetic armor, especially when you're going against a team like EnVyUs out of OpTic. You know you're going to get into those later rounds. Most likely, you're going to see like a game 10 or a round 11 or something like that. So having it there is probably going to be in the favor of OpTic. But if you use Psychosis the right way, you can definitely do a lot of damage with it on this specific map.
I'm going to keep my eye on John, see when he decides to pop the Glitch. We're headed to Hunted, Search, and Destroy. Back over to our casters.
Superb stuff as always, gentlemen, and no shock, you have a sniper John. You also have a sniper Formal. Who's going to be able to get the edge? Might be a challenge there. Just misses John. I think that's a hit marker actually coming in for John.
But I tell you what, we talk a lot about Formal with the sniper rifle in his hands. Study as well. John is a fantastic sniper. So kind of look at this matchup where John could potentially get the better of Formal and take over the game with the sniper rifle.
Well, they take a quick peek. Nobody playing close on B. I'm keeping Apathy highlighted, kind of at the bottom of your map, to see if he can make a play, maybe get him behind, because you can see how stacked up OpTic Gaming is right now. The bottom of the map, relatively free at this point, but they've gotten pushed up so far here, at least where Scumpy's kind of positioned, that they should have a good idea. That's where the pressure is coming from at this point.
Just look at how much of the map that Envy controls right now. This whole back portion that they're just going to start flooding Formal, and it's going to be very dangerous. I mean, he's just pretty much stuck behind this truck, and players flying at him. He needs to just kind of hold this position, and they're pretty much going to give up the A site. So OpTic Gaming has nobody in position. Scump the only one who seems like he can make a play on that A bomb site if the bomb goes down.
Well, it looks like he wants to go hunting for this kill. You still think maybe he's going to pick up one in the back. He's got Slasher here. Should be able to find an easy one. There's the kill. The shot's on point. Able to find it. Going to get challenged as well. Teammate bails him out. And now all of a sudden it's going to be JCap by himself. He gets shots in one. Looks like he wants to try and chase in here through water. He's going to lose him. Able to dip away. It's now going to be a 1v3 JCap. The world to do. We've seen him come up clutch in big situations, but not here. Not now. Karma with 2 kills and also the defuse.
And the first kill by Karma was huge because obviously, Formal looks like he was about to drop. Karma saves his life. That changes things from what could have been a 2v2 scenario into a 1v3 in OpTic's favor.
Yeah, I mean, you get bailed out a little bit. I mean, you think at some point there, Formal not able to hit some shots, kind of in that position where he sees 3 people crossing, not really sure who to hit, a little bit off point. With him whipping those shots, you think maybe he gets pressured, gets pushed, but his teammate's able to clutch up. They get through the first round. Big round for OpTic after the very narrow loss there in game 1.
Yeah, and Envy drops that one after getting first blood. Slasher, obviously the only kill for Envy in the round, but he's able to take Crim out right away. See if OpTic can drop first blood on the offensive end, and you see how much heat wave Karma got from that round. He's getting pretty close, halfway there through the first round.
Well, yeah, if you're a new viewer, and this is the first time kind of watching, you see at the top right, those meters on the far right, you can see how far along Karma really is compared to the rest of the players. That's what the defuse and the 2 kills will get. Slasher and Water able to find the first blood. Does he go vertical here? Maybe try to find more. He's got 2 above him on bridge. Hasn't decided to yet. Able to find it in Water. That's going to be 2 opening kills. Looking for a third. You see Formal in the back. It's a frag on your toe, but he is able to dip and dodge. All right, well,
that's a little bit of a. I think he's EMP checking above him or potentially destroying the trophy. That's kind of the logic there. So instead of throwing it out of the water and giving away his own position, the EMP still has that range to blow up the trophy or tag the player above him.
Well, it's now going to be Karma in a similar position to what we saw JCap in round 1. A lot to do here. Karma, another player that you can never doubt him in a situation like this. You know the crazy clutches he's capable of, but with only 30 seconds on the clock, going to be very, very difficult. You see where Bomb is down. I'm not sure if that's like kind of right above the water or actually down in water, but he's going to have one. He's able to peek, not able to win that gunfight. He's going to have two in front. If he somehow is able to turn this into a 1v1, maybe gives himself that chance, has to do it quickly, trying to make a play. There's another one. Now it's a 1v1. Nah, not enough. Cap able to clutch.
Yeah, not able to do so, but you see how smart Karma is. After he picks up that first kill, he's able to destroy that trophy system, get the points, earn the streak. Pick up the second kill. Obviously not able to snap here on the Cap. Pulls out the RK5, just not in time.
If he was full health, maybe.
I don't even. I don't think so.
That was a one bullet kill there, I think, for JCap. It's still going to be
Even if he's full health, I think he drops there. I don't think.
Well, look at
he maybe gets off a burst.
One more kill or so, and he's already got the heat wave here. But we'll go back to offense. It looks like the snipe has been put away for John for the moment. Let's check out Formal. He still wants to use the big stick. Is he able to find anything over mid-map? But it looks to be aggressive hit here coming in from the offensive side of things. So Scump going to be dealing with a lot of pressure as they're starting to inch forward. Coming over the top is going to be Apathy. Apathy's trying to find one, not able to do so. They're able to hold four now. Good defense coming in from OpTic Gaming. Scump tag somehow still alive, and he just guns JCap. A bit of revenge from the prior round as JCap was able to clutch that one mid-map. John's got him tagged, dipped down into water, trying to find the kill. They've been able to find one kill there onto Envy, but John in a 1v3 and he is down.
If you are going to push bridge towards the B bomb site, why are you attempting that with 3 assault rifles? Used an Apathy pretty much just fly to his death through the waterfall. You have nobody there to back it up. I think you saw the trouble when they couldn't push Scump off of the bomb site. I mean, they're standing there with ARs and just letting Scump just rain bullets on them. You gotta have another SMG in that position. You gotta fly at them with Apathy. If there's another player there with Apathy, trades that kill out, potentially they get control of the site and they're able to get bombed down.
And teams are, I mean, more prepared for that move. If you have camo or an overdrive, yes, you're going to get a first blood a lot of times. But just flying over like that without any support, you're going to be resulting in a first blood more often than not. It looks like it's going to be mid-map pressure now from OpTic Gaming. Finds one, not able to hit the shots is Karma. He does have the dart to work with from the hot start early on. Apathy may have actually got behind a couple players, able to find Crimsix there for the first blood as he was trying to push him from window. Second here to deal with on bridge. It's Karma backing up for now. Apathy not ready to challenge yet either. They have the edge, but now it's turned into a 3v3. Apathy's got a lot to do here. Sees one, sees two, got a lot of vital information here for the boys in blue.
Yeah, and he's going to back up. Does not want to challenge over on bridge. Looks over towards that A bomb site, but OpTic rotates out. They're going to kind of go all the way on this long flank. We'll see how Envy plays this on the defensive side. Cap's going to hit the bridge. He's going to put some shots in the Scump. Backs him down, waiting to see if a player is going to be pushing from the right. But Formal picks up a kill with the sniper rifle, so it's going to give OpTic the man advantage.
He finds it, and JCap, the flanker, about to get flanked. One comes in from behind, now it's Slasher. How many 1v3s have we seen in this? Slasher has to make a play, but look at the time on the clock. Not a whole lot he's going to be able to do, but trying to fly in. He's got one to his right, doesn't check his close corner, and that's Formal. Lining it up. He had the snipe earlier in the round, closes things out with the VMP, and OpTic Gaming now enjoying a 3-1 advantage here in game 2.
Yep, and they have the dart to work with. They have Karma's heat wave. We'll have to check to see if they're getting close to any other abilities. But things are looking very good for OpTic Gaming so far in Hunted, Search, and Destroy. Envy has just made some, odd plays here and there. I think they just need to kind of figure out what they want to do here on this offensive side. I'm going to actually cycle through some of the players on the side of Envy. And nope, they're going to go with 3 ARs and 1 SMG yet again. So you're going to have nobody supporting Apathy if he starts to get aggressive.
And I don't even think it's the round count that scares me nearly as much as just the kills. When you take a look and you have 3 players with 1 kill, a little bit scary. Now, his Formal kept the sniper rifle, now he has. So Apathy there kind of playing inside a Tiki. If he peeks, he might be in trouble. Looks like from X-Ray, he's going to be taking a lower route. Grenade comes over the top. That is right in Formal's face. No flak, so he gets away with one there.
Yeah, that was a great grenade by Slasher. It's one of the first times I've actually seen that. I'm sure if the players have been using it for a while. First one he caught from Codcaster, but Scump with one, Karma with another. Things are falling apart for Envy here in Search and Destroy.
Let's see if John can maybe somehow make a play. This is where it's tough. When you're in a 2v4 and you have a sniper, he needs to find some sort of secondary gun. Should be something on the ground here, we think, next to the bomb. He's going to inch his way forward, make sure he gets bombed, try to peek on Krem, but there's one going to be, I think, coming in behind him. Oh, never mind. It looks like Scump for now, who I've highlighted, has stayed in water. But now, is how many rounds have we had going down to 20, 30 seconds? Got to try to make a play.
That's an interesting way to die. You see John pushing into water with the RK5. It's just going to be him and Slasher. Going to have to figure out a way to take this B bomb site. Looks like OpTic could potentially be giving it up. It's actually going to be one player coming on the flank. Crim's going to get picked up. You see, actually, the other players of OpTic have pushed pretty far away. For a second there, it looked like they were going to kind of pinch on the bomb site, but they end up running back over towards A, and this would be a huge round if EnVy's able to get it. It's going to be John pushing out the back with the RK5. Beautiful shots, able to take out Karma. That opens up a lot of things for the EnVy duo.
Yeah, 2v4. You've got Glitch to work with. You've got Camos all peeking the edges. Formal not able to hit the snipe. Scump's going to re-peek. Gets gunned. It's now going to be Formal by himself. He's got Psychosis. He has a snipe. He's got 20 seconds to work with, and the 2v4 happens for EnVy. That might be the game for them. They lose that, go down 4-1. That is so clutch.
Yeah, I agree. And OpTic, I think, just spread out way too far. And you saw there was a moment where Crim had a teammate in support, don't know who it was. They had an opportunity to pinch on the cave, and instead of pinching, the teammate ran all the way back by A with the other 2 players on OpTic Gaming. They're just so spread out. As soon as Crim drops, they get bombed down right away. Fantastic shots by John, pushing Karma out of the cave. Just gave EnVy so much map control.
Now, round 6 is a lot of times where you'll see games kind of start to swing, because this is where a lot of your specialist abilities will become available. You have 3 available for EnVy, 2 on the side, about to be 3 on the side here of OpTic. Now, getting up close, it looks like Scump trying to make a bit of pressure here by the A site. Needs a bit of support, as obviously he is going to be the bomb carrier. Now, remember, you have a lot of abilities to work with. You have the Heat Wave here in the back, also the Dart. Formal with Psychosis in the back with the snipe. Now, who is wrapping all the way around? Looks like it's going to be John. And John does have the sniper. He can connect here. The whip just a little bit off there on Karma.
Yeah, but he spots 2 players, and he calls it out to Apathy that it's going over towards A, but Apathy drops to Scump inside where the bomb site is, and bomb's going to go down at A, so now it's going to be a 3v3. EnVy having to retake.
Scump going to be the first. I think he saw him cross there, and he didn't see him. There he is. Now he's able to flick on. There's 2 inside of water. Shots on 1, shots on 2. Not able to find it. Now 2 players left for the side of OpTic Gaming. Going to be Crim and Karma. Karma drops. Now a 1v4, 1v3 for Crim. He's able to win 1. No, he cannot do it. And EnVy gets back-to-back rounds and climbs right back in this game too.
And it would have been big if Karma would have stayed alive, had that heat wave. I think this is a round you probably would have used that ability. You know, you could have just slid into the bomb site, used your heat wave. We've seen numerous teams do it where the first guy goes in, pops his heat wave, the second guy comes in, takes out 2 or 3 players in each corner, and they're able to retake that bomb site pretty easy. And
I don't think anything was really used, right?
No,
pretty much everyone. I think everybody's going to have abilities going into round 7 here.
Yeah, I mean, Crim right now 0-5, struggling.
Very un-Crim-like in S&D, especially as of late.
No, Crim at this tournament's been playing very well.
Oh yeah, he's been a god.
An odd game from him. He is nowhere close to his ability. He's about halfway to active camo. Everybody else in the lobby outside of him and Apathy. Apathy is struggling just as much.
Yeah, Karma got that in the first round.
Yeah,
he was halfway. Remember?
Yeah, well, I mean, the difference between playing well and playing 1 and 6.
Yeah.
See, EnVy looks like they're going to try and set up for this B execute yet again.
Psychosis goes out, but it runs backwards. I'm going to switch to Crim because he's the lone man in position, or maybe make a stop. He got the information. Now, does he decide to stay alive or decide to challenge? The way he's been shooting, with his current kills, may not be looking to make a play, but it's Karma coming in. You saw the Dart go over the top, able to find 1 kill and the first blood here for OpTic Gaming. Crim still holding strong. You have 1 mid-map in Slasher who might find a kill on the rotation. Tags him up, but not able to find it. Now the collapse going to come in. Slasher actually going to be the last one left. Scump is able to find 2. He's getting pressure mid-map. Gets shots in. Not on target. That's everybody down. OpTic Gaming takes the round.
Yeah, Scump picks up a huge 2-piece. Opens up the cave. Leaves Slasher the only one alive mid-map. Very difficult spot to be in. I'm very confused, though, because Crim watching B cave all alone, he has no utility to help him get out. I mean, maybe have some nades you can just throw on the bomb site to just delay EnVy a little bit. I mean, he has nothing on that class.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they're relying on the Dart from Karma. That's kind of effectively what it was, right? Sort of came in like nades.
But how many times do we see the Dart get called in and it doesn't really do much?
It's true.
You can't rely on the Dart to make the play there, although it does work out for OpTic Gaming.
All right, well, back in control after EnVy had won 2 rounds. It'll be OpTic back to offense. Crim still sitting on the goose, unfortunately. Let's take a look at Formal's class just to see if he's going to go with Sniper. He does have Cold-Blooded on there as well, and he might be doing something we see maybe attached to so well. Peek this B corner and hit the shot. Can he do it? Oh, right before he dips into water, Slasher gets away with his life.
Yeah, the first player slides out, just shows a little bit, forces some shots out of the side of the players on EnVy, and then that's when Formal peeks with the sniper rifle, but Scump dives right into water, challenges Slasher, takes him out. Apathy runs right up the middle of the map, takes out Karma, but you see in the kill feed, it's going to be Formal with a nice snipe on the J-cap as Formal's getting aggressive through the B cave, and just that timing, man, gets taken out by John. It's going to be a 2v2. We got John and Apathy going up against Scump and Crim.
And they're all pretty close here, either on top bridge or bottom bridge. Are they going to be able to make the play? Scump and Crim have to find it. Are they able to do so? You see the angles of both players. Going to be checking the bomb, not able to get on it, and they're able to get the ninja. Apathy sticks it. You saw it there through X-ray.
You're on
they
fire
make the
this
play.
weekend.
I haven't hopped on any bomb planters yet.
No.
It's the only good thing I've done all weekend. But yeah, you heard the crowd start to get a little riled up. You can see it on X-ray. They get it. What a clutch play there from Envy.
Yeah, it's a very nice play. I mean, it's the same thing that kind of played OpTic the other day when they let Classic get that ninja defuse. Just nobody checks bomb. And you see Crim, I believe, trying to get out of water, just cannot go over the top. Players putting shots in him, and it's a good round win for Envy. And you still have Crim struggling, has not picked up a kill. Apathy, I mean, not much better, 2-7, but at least, staying alive some rounds, playing towards the end. And I feel like Apathy's had a little bit of a harder job, that he's been the guy for Envy who's really been, like, engaging the most. Like, he's been the one who's going to kind of start the fights, so to speak. With the SMG, nobody else there with him.
Well, it is 2v3 here early, Matt. OpTic down, well, now it's Karma. This is the second 1v3 we've seen him. He has Heatwave. There's two players here. Finds, whoa! God, if he gets that and gets re-peaked, maybe he pops the Heatwave, then has a chance in a 1v1, but not even given the opportunity as John up close and personal with the RK5. I was about to say, I hope he didn't do that with VMA.
When we talk about how Karma is so good with those situational plays with Heatwave, but I feel like when Envy is starting to gain some momentum in this one, you've got to use the Heatwave to put your team on the board and win around. I mean, you've had it forever, basically.
If he saw what we saw there,
you
he
probably
slides out
would have
and
saw
pops
that
Heatwave,
round,
yeah.
but still, I mean, I think the round that he would have loved to have it is when he was in this back spawn area and on the other side, the defensive side of things, and he was trying to stay alive, and then they were going to use it to keep that bomb down at the A site.
Take a look at Apathy's positioning here. This could win the game. Depending on OpTic's checks here, this could literally end the game, and it might be able to do it. There's the first blood. Can he find a second? Look for it. Not able to do it. He comes out, and Apathy goes huge. 2 players left for OpTic in the sneaky position. Does everything you want. The dart comes in. Scump with the try the 1v4. They're done. 2-0 lead Envy.
And Apathy is only in that position because John is calling in the dart. So he's protecting John calling in the dart, and just some fortunate circumstances where the guys on OpTic are pushing right towards him, kills the first guy, beautiful use of Heatwave, and then takes out the second one. Everything falls apart from OpTic from that point on. But those are just the type of plays that Apathy makes. Like I remember, when he was on Strictly Business back in Ghost, like he was the most annoying player on the planet. Like he just always plays in those weird spots and comes up with these big 2 pieces. Yeah. And he's really been a thorn in the side of OpTic this far.
And now remember, if you're not accustomed to double elimination, if Envy takes this best of 5 series, we will be going to a second best of 5. So if you're an OpTic gaming fan or new to Call of Duty, don't worry, there's a ton to be played here. But to break down the search and destroy, Puckett and crew, take it away.
All right, thank you very much, fellas. Envy off to another hot start, but this time it's against OpTic Gaming. OpTic, they go up 3-1 to start this. It looks like they have total control. In fact, at one point, you had Formal, Scump, and Karma combining for a 15 kill to 4 death ratio. So these guys are going in. All of a sudden, Envy flips a switch. They start winning 2-on-3s, 2-on-4s. Where did they turn this game around, Replays?
So I want to point out in round 5 and 6, we saw that I was pretty sure, I think round 5 was a 2v4 in OpTic's favor, and they ended up giving the bomb site just completely up on that 4v2. Envy goes down, takes the bomb site of B, and then they don't really communicate, it looks like, to where they wanted to push from. I think that you saw a lot of individual challenges, like one right here down this road, and OpTic ends up losing that round, and they lose the next one, and that's when Envy starts to get their specialist. John works on a dart, and then they started rolling back from there.
It's pretty amazing to watch, TP, and it didn't happen just once. They did it in back-to-back rounds.
Yes. Yeah, I feel like teams are struggling with the B bomb site overall. The way you need to play that is either give it a completely or team hit it at the same time. The reason that OpTic was struggling with that one is giving up isolation gunfights time and time again. I don't know if it was Crim's just struggling overall in his 1v1s, or he was just hoping that someone would come help him out on the retake. But we were talking in the middle of that game, and the way you retake B is not from the way through that little tunnel. You have to go from the water. You have to do the waterfall wall run or go up to the other side and flank around. If you try and retake, that's the main line of sight, you're going to get taken out.
I saw John kind of heating up with the RK5. I mean, it's not very often when you see someone just tearing through OpTic Gaming with a pistol. Why was John able to have so much success? Because he was one of their more consistent players throughout the S&D.
Yeah, so I mean, he has a sniper and he has that RK5, and sort of what we talked about with Formal, as soon as EnVy decides on making a move, John goes with them. He doesn't sit in the back. He pushes up with them, covers his teammates as well as he can, and it's just great teamwork out of EnVy and close up that game.
And I think John had a lot of success with that pistol as well because he trusts himself. That pistol is very good. It's almost as good as a submachine gun up close. It probably outguns the VMP sometimes when you're real up close. And he trusts himself with that RK5 to make some plays. And I think we saw it once where Formal had the pistol sniper class out and he got a kill in the B alley. And he wanted to push up for that weapon. And when he did, someone peeked him and got him. Like, you have to have trust if you're going to be that sniper to have that pistol in your back pocket and use it effectively.
All right, so there you have it. EnVy takes game number 2. They come back and search and destroy, finishing it 6-4. I do want to mention, Scump, double digits in search. Crim6 struggling through games 1 and 2, but now the pressure's on. Will he battle back? He's going to get some help from his teammate Karma as they will head into uplink. Guys, here is our G Fuel key player matchup. Karma versus JCap, your 2 drone carriers.
Yeah, I mean, just looking in terms of the game, uplink, these guys do so much objective work. We saw in that game in the winners finals, Karma not only scoring all these difficult points, but also getting these interceptions. And on the other side, JCap, he uses that camo so effectively, that camo specialist. He just gets them so many scores. That's why these guys are a key player matchup.
And something to point out as well, they both carry the drone a lot as well, but they're both AR players. It's something that you don't see very often, and the way these teams stack up against each other, both these players in that situation where they know they're going to have to pick up the drone some more. They know they have very explosive subs. They make sure their teammates are doing the right thing, and I think having players like that on the team are the reason why both of these teams are in the grand finals right now. They're very smart players. They know what their teammates are capable of, and they trust them to slay while they pick up the drone.
So we saw in the winner bracket finals that OpTic Gaming, Crim said that was the best teamwork series that they ever had played before. Where did that teamwork go? They're isolating themselves. They're making these pretty newbie mistakes, I must say, not using specialists at the right time, not grouping up, not retaking bomb sites correctly, letting their players get isolated. You need to see that teamwork that we saw in the previous series from them if they need to make a comeback. EnVy could close this out, though. They're really good at Link.
It's a really good point, TV, because even Crim6 said after the game, this is the best we have played as a team. They seem to be making individual mistakes, while EnVy is definitely playing as a squad. When it comes to uplink, though, I have to ask you the same question. We saw some great uplink games out of Elevate, but it was EnVy who just made them look terrible playing on Fringe. Now that they're playing against OpTic Gaming, who's the favorite to win game 3 here, boys?
I got to go with EnVy. They have some momentum. They've taken out 2 giant teams already. I think they're motivated. They're hungry to win. And the way they're playing right now, I'm going to give it their favor.
Yeah, when you look at the Anaheim MLG Grand Finals, these guys OpTic did go down 0-2, and they made that reverse sweep. But I just think EnVy's too good right now. I think this is going to go to a second best of 5.
You think another one?
Absolutely.
We going for a lap?
Yeah, we're going for another lap, boys.
And it's going to be closed out right here.
I think so.
All right, guys. Well, the Ban and Protect is loading up. We're going to see what our players decide to keep. What will they get rid of when we're looking at uplink? What are some of the things you expect to see?
I mean, we might see that Shiva ban again from EnVy. I would expect it. You might also see maybe a Man of War or HVK ban, because this is one of those maps, Evac, where your assault rifle players, they use those automatic rifles just to sort of help them out in those different situations, because there's so many close quarter, medium range sort of situations that you can put yourself in.
I mean, yes, I don't know. I mean, I think, do you get rid of kinetic here? Do you?
Yeah, I think you have to keep targeting it 100%.
It threw off Scump in the hard point. Let's see what happens here as we are going to see the bans. It's going to be Tempest out. Overdrive is going to be removed by OpTic. Rapid Fire and High Caliber are their picks. And EnVy, as you predicted, no kinetic. We're not going to see the HCXD, the Shiva, or Overclock. So EnVy, everything is looking in their favor right now, but how does OpTic bring this back? How do they do the reverse sweep like we've seen from them in the past?
I would like to see a lot of tactical usage out of OpTic here. This is one of the ban and protects that usually you see tacticals get banned out, but they're in this. I want to see a lot of tactical usage, and halfway through this game, especially if they make EnVy or something like that switch to tac mask, and then you give your position away when you jump around, especially on the wall runs and stuff. If they're doing the wall runs, you change your class to EMPs or something. Definitely get into their mind. Use use your help, use your tacticals. This is not all a gun skill on gun skill game, and right now EnVy is matching that gun skill. Change it up a little bit, throw some tacticals at them.
All right, so here are your specialists: Psychosis, Scythe, Heatwave, and Active Camo, chosen for OpTic Gaming. It's now time for EnVy to choose their specialist, and we'll see them come in. It's going to be the Scythe, chosen by Slasher. Apathy, your point and replays. What do you want to see?
I was going to say Psychosis.
Psychosis?
I was feeling it, yeah.
Heatwave is chosen by John, and JCap will lock in the Active Camo. So here we have it, the mirror match one more time. Let's see how it all shakes out in uplink. Our experts are calling it to be done here in the first best of 5 with 3 games, but I have a feeling this is where OpTic Gaming and Crim6 wake up. I think this is where we see them return to their former form. I want to hear from the audience. Do you guys want to see a second best of 5, or do you want to see OpTic force game 4 here? I heard a lot of OpTic. We're going to see how it plays out. It looks like the map is loading up. That means it's time to send it over to our casters for game number 3.
Let's see if EnVy can close it out here, push it to a second best of 5. Scum slips on through, but players slip by and able to react in time, find one to open things up, and this is exactly what you want to see from OpTic. Grab drone, wrap back, try to make a play topside.
Yep, they're going to go straight through apartments, and let's see Crim's going to go for that outer wall run. Some things to note in the Banner Protect, lethals all make it through. So Semtex and Frags both make it in. Concussion and Semtex as well. Beautiful play there by Apathy.
Maybe bounces in, I'm not sure.
But you're going to be looking to see if EnVy brings out any tacticals or lethals during this. Didn't see anyone running one thus far, and see, it's going to be a one-point play right over the top for EnVy. So they're going to get on the board first. John picks up a big 2-piece in the OpTic base. So the guys on EnVy doing a fantastic job putting pressure and slaying out.
Apathy and John were able to open this up. It's going to lead to a 1-point toss. They're coming in from JCap 2-0 lead, and Apathy still doing damage and staying on the map just barely hanging on. John did something similar, but actually fell off, I think, a little bit earlier.
Yeah, he had to do a slow wall run just to kind of figure out where he was going to go next. Now EnVy goes straight for the drone. It's going to be Scum playing in the corner, able to win that gun engagement. So OpTic should be able to get some drone control, but they still have to get John out of the back of their base. And it's been quite odd. Oh! Crim is not shooting well right now.
Crim, check your controller.
That's pretty ugly. But it's interesting. When Kingsman played OpTic earlier in the tournament, they were really aggressive, and they were able to win a lot of the gun engagements and put pressure on them. It's like, they have not looked like that same dominant OpTic that's just going to keep running through you and mow you down in the slaying department this weekend. They've been winning these games, obviously some games in blowouts, but it's just not looked as dominant as it has in the past. And I think EnVy doing a nice job, specifically John and Apathy putting pressure on the OpTic Gaming team.
Yeah, and Scum needs to be Scum of old. Not that he's had a poor event by any means as OpTic gets on the board. It's just we're so used to seeing him go double positive all the time, plus 10 to 15, somewhere from that ballpark. He hasn't really been doing that for the most part this weekend. In a matchup like this, it's so Slayer heavy, especially with how good John and Apathy have been. He and Crim have got to be huge for this side.
And it also, I think, in part because I think the rest of the league has gotten better throughout stage 2, to be quite honest. I think a lot of players have kind of figured out some of the spawns and figured out some of the power positions, how to get there and how to use them to their advantage, which, I mean, quite frankly, you're a professional player. You should kind of figure that out early, but OpTic Gaming obviously was the best at it early on in stage 1, and you see just the rally coming in from EnVy here. It's going to be OpTic just going on that long overextension, trying to get drone control, and EnVy's going to wait, send some players back, get on drone spawn, try and control this, but it seems like teams are catching up.
Hey, and basically by doing that overextension, I was going to say it may lead to a score if they can get control, and this might be a counter dunk depending where the spawn comes in, but likely not going to be the case. John there, maybe for the interception, not able to make the play, and OpTic will at least kind of retaliate there with a one-pointer of their own. JCap, though, not making it easy with that 2-piece mid-map, but now the flood continuing to come for OpTic Gaming. It hasn't been working well for them going topside. Well, to be honest, they just haven't had drone control. And when you're playing from the less preferred side, you have got to play the possession game. They haven't been able to at this point because they've always had, whether it's been JCap, John, Apathy, they've had someone in their base wreaking havoc for what seems like the entire game.
For as poor as the first half it's been for OpTic, if they can cut this lead, potentially down to 1 here, if they can get a 2-point play, I think you would even take, if you can get the lead down to 3 here with just a, oh, never mind, not going to be able to get anything in. It's actually Scump going to pick it up, going to get the dunk in. So they get it down to 1 here. They're able to close the gap. I think if they can hold on to this going in the second half, you feel really good.
Oh, Apathy, I think, just got spotted by Karma. He's in a position to open things up, but we'll go to the drone carrier who has Heatwave, can't get it done. Apathy still up top, able to grab the drone, now trying to make a play. Can he get the dunk in? One in the back, dip and dive and dodge. This shot goes in, able to find one and find the kill. Has Psychosis to work with as well, as EnVy still is enjoying a 2-point advantage. But from this side, I mean, that's nothing. Honestly, this is basically a tie game. It's not maybe an edge drop the game.
Yeah, essentially. I mean, when the OpTic Gaming goes on into the second half and they can attack that AC side, you expect them to put that pressure necessary to make things happen. But with the Shiva gone, you see Karma struggling right now, double negative. Krim has not played well with the submachine gun in his hand, has not been that aggressive and not been able to pick up the kills. He's going to pop his camo here, going to try and go in.
The body block!
Oh! JCap not able to get the body block, but Krim has not been able to put a lot of pressure with the SMG in his hand. You got to wonder if they're going to get control of AC, but OpTic Gaming ties it up. 20 seconds left here, Maeve. Can they take the lead going into the second half?
Well, they're going to try to do it here. You have a Heatwave to work with. A player in front trying to make a play, not able to do so. Going to drop maybe actually a 1-point opportunity in the books for EnVy. They've got 7 seconds to work with. Cutting through mid-map. OpTic players in front. It looks like they're set up for the interception. If the toss comes through, are they able to make it? As Karma in the back, the shot goes in. And EnVy able to get one through here in the closing seconds.
Karma is set up for the interception. You kind of see him start to jump, but look at this kill that Slasher gets. Pretty much right as they launch the drone, takes Karma out. Karma was in position trying to get across for that interception. I don't know if he would have gotten it anyway, but big kill there from Slasher.
Well, it might have got the kill on the drone carrier if Slasher didn't pick it up. So a big kill for Slasher. The question is, will the 1-point advantage be enough? The only player positive now for OpTic Gaming is Scump. Not that there's a big slaying difference. Looks like about a 5-kill advantage here for EnVy. But this opening break could be huge. If OpTic can get control, take that back.
That's not control. That is everybody dropping in quick succession. So it's going to be Karma, the last one alive. He's going to Heatwave the drone carrier. Big play there from Karma, not able to get the drone off. So EnVy may still be able to get points out of it.
See if they can turn this into 1. That's John, I think, hitting him with the Heatwave. Wally has camo popped as well, so he will get cut down. A bit of a miscue there from the side of EnVy.
John Heatwaves JCap and then team kills him. That is not a good push from EnVy.
Right as he popped camo too, I think the Heatwave went off. I mean, if he popped it afterwards, maybe he can make the play brutal, but now with Scump falling off, you have a little bit less pressure here from the side of EnVy to make a play, but can they get the tie? You hear Formal leading the way with the scythe. Oh, they don't want 1, they want 2. Formal picks up the kills, and there's the dunk. Formal now on a 4 streak. Can he start to pick up some streaks?
Yeah, he's got to stay alive in the EnVy base for as long as possible. Only picks up 1, and you see his teammates pushing through that drone spawn, trying to get control of the EnVy side of the map. And I actually, I believe it might have been a week or 2 ago, I've watched these two teams scrim on this map, and OpTic Gaming lost it pretty bad because they were not focusing on actually picking up the drone from this side of the map. They just kept pushing through and going straight past the drone. We'll have to see how they play this when it starts to get lower in the time, when we start to get a minute and a half, and the score is still close.
This play entirely opened up by Krem. He pushed through middle, was able to flank it and pick up 2 kills. Woo! Got a little bit lucky there as it bounces on through after the death. The pressure continuing, but the drone going to be in Krem's hands. They're trying to spawn out EnVy. Get a dunk on the board here. Should certainly be points. It's Apathy in the back that might be able to make a play, but not in time as the dunk does go through. 11-7 is the advantage. 2 players overextend, 2 wrap back. This is likely going to be more points for OpTic.
This is going to be another 2-point play for OpTic. EnVy takes the long route, goes all the way around. They're setting up for this next play. So they're reliant on winning that gunfight, which they do versus Karma. Back at drone spawn, you see OpTic's going to play slower here. They're not going to put it in right away. They're going to try and get that drone control back. They put through the points. Now they have to get drone spawn.
They were waiting for Scump to try and get back, and also Karma to rotate to mid-map. Now it's just going to be on Scumpy here around drone spawn to try and make a play. There's 1 EnVy member in front, 1 behind. Can he find both? Only able to find 1, and now maybe a counterattack opportunity here for the side of EnVy. Let's switch to their POV. Apathy, I love this. Despite the fact that you're down 6, the fact that they're wrapping this back almost makes me feel like they're not panicking, right? They're going to take their time and work for points.
You still have a decent amount of time. I mean, 2.5 minutes. In uplink, you can definitely make this comeback. I mean, you get a 2-point play out of this push, then you get drone spawn again, you get another 2. You really put OpTic on their heels, and you can probably do that. I mean, if you were to start to go faster, I mean, EnVy taking a lot of time here, you can probably do that with maybe a minute to go and put yourself in a decent position to clutch this one up. It's going to be after just getting in the 1-point play, dies as he brings the drone in. And you see JCap. These are 2 huge kills he needs to get. He's going to be able to get 1. Has Scump playing around drone spawn as well. Cap needs to come up with this kill for EnVy.
Looks like Scump's going to end up finding him. No, able to find the kill. He actually had a little bit of help here, and they got the drone. This is pressure going to be coming forward. You have Heatwave to work with as well. Get some help there. The team shot on point right now for Envy. The drone's starting to come forward. It's going to be Apathy grabbing it in the back. Trying to clear the way is John over the top. There's the one through. It's Slasher now with the sight to the back, finding two-hand, able to gun. That's full streaks. That's a Cerberus in your base, baby. And you've got JCap back at drone spawn, looking to push things forward, but who is it from OpTic? Kind of snuck in behind. That's actually going to be Karma. He may be able to kind of disrupt any pressure now coming. If they can't get the drone in hand, you can't make plays. How big is that one kill there from Karma?
It's a huge kill, and then Krim gets one in the middle of the map as well. Karma may have just saved the game for OpTic there.
Yeah, and those are the kills you expect from the X Factor, but now the Hellstorm coming in. Cerberus being EMP'd on the other side. It's going to be Scump able to grab drone. That was 3 down for a second for EnVyUs, and now the 1-point toss up, away, and it is good. OpTic Gaming looking to shut this out with 60 seconds left. They may be right back in this first best of 5.
Yeah, and Slasher has to use these last streaks, the Hellstorm and the Lightning, just to get control of the AC back. Formal just trying to take the drone back towards his side of the map. Gonna hit this low wall run. All OpTic Gaming needs to do is waste the clock here.
Well, they're trying to play keep away. There were a couple players behind. I think it goes off the map, and now it's going to reset. You're there to try and get it back as JCap, and JCap will lose the fight. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, no way.
It's hanging on a tree, and now it's off the edge. I don't know if you have enough time to work with anyway, but that branch may have saved OpTic 10 seconds.
So they needed to go down and get it off of that branch because it would have just been a 15-second reset. They would have had no chance to get the drone back. And now you see Slasher there. He tried to jump down and make it back. Not enough boost possible. The Cerberus is gone. Slasher picking up some kills, but it does not matter. OpTic Gaming stays alive here. The first best of 5.
Oh, Lord.
Uplink win.
Is it time for a reverse sweep yet again? How many have we seen this weekend? Probably too early to call, but OpTic finally showing life in this first series.
Yeah, they looked very good in the uplink. I think it was Karma, though, with some big plays. When it was Karma and Krim specifically in that last sequence when Envy gets control of the OpTic base. They have the streaks on Slasher. They throw the Cerberus down. Karma picks up one right on drone spawn. Krim picks up the other player coming through the middle, forces JCap to rotate off of his great spawn with the assault rifle. They pick him up as well. OpTic gets control of the drone, and that was the game for me.
Yeah, you don't need to worry always about wrapping back or even overextending for a flank. If you can get into a sneaky spot by drone, you can't make plays without the drone, and that looked to be a rally for Envy coming in. Karma goes huge. The X Factor always for this team in a big way. But now to break it down, boys, Puckett, it's all you.
So much. Guys, we are going to a game 4. OpTic Gaming was in the same situation against Elevate before rattling off 3 straight wins to take the Anaheim title. They just got their first one, and they got it started here in Uplink. But Replays, you called it at halftime. You knew this was going in OpTic Gaming's favor, and after the first minute of the second round, you knew this was a guarantee.
Yeah, Envy played their preferred side, probably not as well as they should have. I think it ended in a 6-7 gain for EnVyUs, but right there, a minute into that second side, you saw JCap. He pops his camo. He's going for a 1 to attack on the lead. They have map control. I think John was the one that popped his Heatwave JCap, killed JCap, and then after that, that led to a Karma getting it 2, and then map control. Once you lose that drone control and that map control on that less preferred side, there's really no coming back from it, especially like against a team like OpTic. They have so much slaying power. Once you're in that spawn trap, it leads to disaster.
Yeah, and for me, it was just that first side that OpTic had. I mean, to only be down 1 after that side is a huge deal. They probably controlled the drone for 75% of that half, and that's really just what you want to do. I mean, the casters are talking about it. You just want to control that drone, get a few entry kills, and then you can move that in for a 1 or a 2.
TP, there was one point. I want to ask you about this in particular. At one point, it was 13-9, OpTic Gaming in the lead. It looked like you had Slasher with total control. He just went off, got all score streaks, calls the service into the OpTic base, but Karma saved the day. What did he do? How did OpTic maintain the lead when it looked like Envy was about to take this back?
So the usual play when you're on a sort of spawn trap situation like Envy was, Karma disrupted that completely. You wait for your last guy to spawn up in EnVyUs to go and grab the drone. Karma was right there playing in that corner at the bottom of glass. As soon as he picks up that first kill, then he just needs to play his life for as long as possible. He was actually able to get back on top of glass, pick up the second, and that's what allowed OpTic to finally get out of the spawn trap. Slasher had to use those streaks to try and regain control. So Karma really saved the game there for OpTic after the sort of mishaps that were going on earlier in that one.
You know, I think a lot of people look purely at the statistics, but going back to Crim6's interview, he says, Karma and I, we're the clutch players. We're the ones who clutch up. Formal and Scump, they're just going to slay out. I think that is just another perfect example of why Karma is definitely in my running for MVP of this tournament.
Time and time again, he always saves this OpTic Gaming squad. Like I said, that's just such a veteran and smart play out of him. It's something that you keep seeing him do, and every time OpTic's like in a situation where it's like, oh, they might lose this, something might go wrong for them, he comes out of nowhere flying with Heat Wave normally, but that time he didn't even need it to save them the game.
Yeah, and then his duo, Crim6 finally stepped it up there. I think he finished about 20-19, but that's way better than he was playing the rest of those first 2 games. So that's what you need from him. He just needs to put up those, around that 0.9, 1.0 KD just to help out the rest of his guys. And, he's going to make big impact plays just like Karma does.
Definitely.
Guys, we have to take a look at this best of 5 and how it could unfold. Remember, OpTic Gaming, they could lock up the tournament right here. Envy trying to force a second best of 5 as they're coming out of the losers bracket. But Stronghold CTF will be game 4, and Fringe Search and Destroy will be game 5 if we get to that point. As the maps are loaded up, I want to point out, we give the players a break after game 3 if they want it. 7 players walked away from the stage. JCap has not moved since they sat down to play against Elevate. The man is ready to game. Envy is ready to force a second best of 5. Can they do it here on CTF, or do you think OpTic has now taken the momentum back?
It's so tough to predict a Stronghold with these two, I guess, slower-paced teams, both very, very good at this map in general as well. I think we're going to see like a long overtime on this one.
Long OT?
Man, I really feel like we're not going to see repeat at anyhow. I think we're going to get that second best of 5. I'm taking Envy. It's going to be very, very close, though. OpTic has momentum. Envy needs to shut it down.
And I think Envy actually beat FaZe on this CTF map a few rounds ago. Yeah. I mean, really, Stronghold's usually that slower game type, as you were talking about, but we've seen it sort of get out of hand very quickly a few games, this tournament. So, it could be a 4-0 very fast if one of these teams, doesn't stop those pushes. But usually Stronghold, very conservative, especially these 2 teams in the grand finals.
All right, well, you said this could be a slow-paced map. One player who really shines when he can slow down the game and rip people apart at range is Formal. Let's take a look.
I remember the first time I saw Pro, he sits down next to me and he starts playing, he's doing his thing. Wait a second, I know that guy, like I see that guy on MLG, and I was just like, oh my God, like I was like all embarrassed. I knew that's what I wanted to do. This was like a kid's dream at the time, like something I never thought was even possible. That people were actually going across the country and playing against each other for like large sums of money. I was like, oh, this is like my heaven, I gotta like get into this. I've been playing for OpTic since last, maybe October. It's the longest I've ever been on an organization or a team, and couldn't be happier. When I first joined OpTic Gaming, there was like a lot of pressure on myself. I gotta just do my best. Just a year before that, I was just watching these guys play. And then a year later, I was on the team that like everybody kind of wanted to be on. And the first event, I did really poorly. Compared to how I've been playing the past 2 years that I've been in Call of Duty, I played terrible. And no one had to tell me that. I know when I do bad. 6 months from now, I have to have said that I won Call of Duty championships. The past 2 years, I've gone, and I've underperformed. We've underplaced as a team. We were expected to win, and I got reality checked really quick. We thought no one could beat us, and then we got beat by 2 different teams. Our mentalities about champs this year is so much different than last year's, but we're just not gonna mess around. I've got to win Call of Duty champs. That's the biggest thing, that's the only thing.
OpTic Gaming Envy championship match. And we just got a look at one of OpTic's star slayers. He is playing alongside Scumpy, though, who I think has had the best series so far for OpTic. He's going to be a key factor when it comes to the CTF, but what is the most important position to watch when it comes to a capture the flag game?
On this map, probably you want to get mansion control, you want to make sure, but you can also, I've seen a lot of teams abuse the bunker overextension, so there's not really one position you want to watch more than the other. CTF in this game, I feel like, is more or less counting your kills, knowing who's alive, and making sure every lane is picked up. Use your EMPs to check where they are. Make sure you have map control. It's a lot about making sure all the lanes are covered, because if you leave one open, a player like Apathy, even John, will abuse that overextension or abuse that mansion and take the flag from you.
We are waiting for Scump and Crim to come alive in this series. We finally got it in that one. Where, you can see how impactful that your SMG, the pressure, how important it really is in these respawn game types. Scump ended up like 25, 26 kills or something like that. Scump had like 20 or 21 you were talking about as well. So even though Slasher ended up with like 31 or something crazy, the impact of the pressure, the implication of every single SMG kill with that respawn timer, you move so quick on the map, that's the players you need to look at.
Yeah, for me, it's going to come down to those specialists too, and I love still Envy getting rid of that kinetic because that's one of the specialists that can turn into a fly cap, especially when it's in the hands of Scump. So I really like that band sticking to what they know. I mean, you have kinetic, Shiva, overclock and HC from Envy, and that's just something they've been sticking to.
And now, did we see too many tacticals used on that evac at all?
I think just the EMPs to get rid of the Cerebus, right?
Yeah, it's very interesting to see. I mean, in CTF, it's a little bit more important, in my opinion. You can stun the flag carrier. You can make sure if he's getting away, you are able to stop him. So I would love to see some of the usage out of that.
And we did see the players, though. They have multiple classes ready. Yeah. As soon as they find themselves in those situations where they need to counter, expect them to make the change. Here we go, guys. It's CTF. OpTic Gaming trying to start the reverse sweep. We're going to see, can Envy force the second best of 5? They should do it right here. You do not want to play a second search and destroy against OpTic Gaming. And you can see the specialist being locked in. Psychosis is coming through. Scythe, Heatwave, and active camo for OpTic Gaming. On the other side, we should expect something similar. There's the Scythe pick by Slasher. Apathy picks up the camo. John is going to go with the Heatwave. And here comes JCap with that Psychosis. The mirror match once again. And now that the specialists are locked, we know it's game time. Guys, predictions here. Give me the flag count, TP.
2-1 Envy.
2-1?
I like that, 2-1 Envy.
I'm going to go OpTic. I'm gonna go against you guys. I think OpTic forces the game 5.
Replays is calling the game 5. We'll see if it happens, but send it over to the casters.
Great stuff, boys. I'll tell you what to look out for. You got double smokes on Crim. The series they lost to LG at the Stage 2 final, the smokes were huge for their side. They've already got a flag out. They're looking to apply pressure quickly. It's now going to fall on Formal to watch the overextension, trying to line it up, not able to do so. That means there's going to be pressure in the OpTic base quickly.
And it's a great start for OpTic, but now it gets a little bit risky. Once Formal drops without taking out anybody, it's a good opportunity for a counter cap for Envy, but it's going to be Scump taking out Apathy, Karma taking out Slasher, JCap still being a nuisance in the back of the OpTic base, and look at this, Grim very hesitant to go through. Has some help there with Scump. It's going to be OpTic putting a flag on the board.
And a 4-0 start from Scump helps, but that is a 45-second cap. And that's what I think Replays was saying. This game can get away from you early, especially when you're pushing towards Mansion. You can start to get a rally going. OpTic looking hot up the start. Can they keep it going? One player in Apathy kind of getting into enemy lines here, looking to find a kill, getting pressure from both sides, not able to find anything else. But who's behind? It's going to be Slasher. The smoke's coming into play yet again. They're going to be a huge part of this, man. There's so many, this map in particular, you can cut off so many angles with the smoke.
It's actually a really smart play by Crim. Throws down a smoke with a flag and then jumps on the top of the truck to see over the top of the smoke. Very nice play there by Crim. And I was talking to you a little bit during the ban and protect. I would have liked to see Envy try something a little bit different. I would have liked to see them leave the Shiva in play. Just the mindset behind it is maybe you can convince OpTic, hey, the Shiva's in, let's pull it out. And they'll play a little bit slower and you're kind of forcing that same thing you did on Breach, but
this is so much slower. I feel like the Scythe would definitely be more effective here than Breach hardpoint, wouldn't you think?
But maybe if you force them to use the Shiva, let's say, or you leave it in and you give them the option, maybe instead of pushing up into Mansion with an M8 where Karma could pick up some kills, maybe he has the Shiva in that position and can't get them.
Let's see if they can make a play. Camo coming in, able to win one on Apathy. Another player behind by Bunker trying to find him. Challenge is over the top. Crim making the plays here in CTF. The spawn comes in at Bunker. Let's look at the overextension. They're actually wrapping back, so the pressure is going to come towards Karma here to deal with it off the break. If Crim can get out, the overextension's covered, the wrap back's covered, mid-map's covered by Scump. They can't go anywhere. That's a cap.
No, Envy is giving this flag up. They need to regain control of their base. They didn't do it last time and allow that second flag to go through. And you can't allow any more of your Envy to go in. It's going to put a lot of pressure on them going into the second half. 2 flags is still a decent amount, but when you're attacking towards the Mansion, you should be able to get at least one. It's going to be very difficult for OpTic to get any offense in the second half, so Envy just kind of needs to hold OpTic to these 2 flags here, and then just try and build towards the second half. If you can get a flag, great. And you see, Apathy, he's going to be able to get in and get a touch, and he's going to be able to
around
cross
the
snow.
corner.
And he's got a teammate with him. It's going to be Slasher trying to watch his back.
Well, Slasher now has some big gunfights, able to back up one, able to win one, eventually finds the shots. Apathy has the flag, trying to get in. It may be Formal, able to cut him off. If he can make the play, but there's one in front, cannot win it. Apathy may have the cap, should be through, one behind, but there it is. Envy is on the board. And remember, Envy is a team that I think it was 79% was their record as far as taking CTF in stage 2 through the online league. They were our top CTF team by percentage, so do not count them out in this one, especially when you're going to be going back to the more preferred side for side number 2.
Well, where a lot of teams would have kind of got flustered and said, oh, we need to get a flag now, we need to push back when Crim pulls a second flag. Like instead of that, Envy just goes back to their base, they reset, they give up the flag, and then they make a good attempt for a push, and they get it with Apathy. They will get the flag there. Crim smokes himself out there in bunker. Not the ideal scenario, and you see Formal pushing up over towards Z. He's going to have one player over in Cube. That's going to be Slasher. Slasher's going to push him in the gunfight as well. Did not expect Slasher to win that. Going to give Envy their base control back.
And we're focusing a little bit more on the OpTic side through this first half, just because this is a side that applies a lot of pressure. It's Envy kind of playing on, you've seen the back heel for most of this one, despite the fact they're able to get one cap on the board. They need to play a little bit of defense now as Karma has broken in. J-Cap at least able to find one, but Karma still behind enemy lines and will be found out. 2 down now for either side. Let's switch over to Envy for a bit here as they're finally able to push out as soon as that pressure does come in, though, one dropping.
You see Envy just trying to control Mansion here towards the end. After he push out to the furthest cut from the rest of his teammates, and it's going to be John here pushing all the way through bunker, has one gunfight to win. That's going to be versus Formal. This OpTic flag run going to be stopped. John wins the gunfight versus Formal, so gonna not be able to get up on top of bunker.
You gotta run! You gotta run!
Getting
There's
the flag
behind.
out of bunker. It's Apathy behind
to
him.
the edge! Just around the corner! In 4 seconds, 3, 2, not to the edge, Crim grounds, and there's a score!
Huge play by Karma. Getting the flag almost home. Crim there to put it in. OpTic up 2 flags going into the second half. That is one that Envy could not have afforded to give up.
That one's painful. And now, is a 2-cap lead that scary when you're swapping sides? No, but to have it happen in that fashion with 0.5 seconds left on the clock, you're feeling that one for the opening minute of the second half, I think.
Oh, without a doubt. That is one I bet you Envy would have liked to have that sequence of events back. If they're only down 1 flag going in the second half, you feel really good about their chances to make this comeback.
It's looking like a game 5 unless Envy could step it up. Now remember, when they eliminated FaZe, I think they were down 1-0 in this side swap. They got back-to-back caps in about 60 seconds to close out that series, so we've seen them perform well. But FaZe is not OpTic Gaming. It's going to be very, very tough to do, especially with how well OpTic's been shooting throughout the opening half of this one, because look at it. Every player positive outside of Formal. Crim6 is crushing. Not only has the smoke play been great, but the fact he's 15-7 now on a 3 streak. Look how many caps he's got to go with that. Let's take a little bit closer statistically. You don't have any returns for Envy. That's rough.
Yeah, I mean, Crim has all 3 flag caps for OpTic Gaming, both returns for OpTic Gaming as well, so doing a fantastic job in the OBJ department and leading them in slaying.
He's doing
Crim has really come alive here in CTF.
Literally doing it all. Apathy wins one, but unfortunately one more player on defense, and now Slasher going to be left all alone. How do you want to see OpTic play this? Obviously for Envy, you have to play with a bit of desire. As time keeps winding down, you have to get more and more and more aggressive, especially now where you have 2 down. But OpTic, do you like how they're playing this so far, or do you want them to be a little bit more aggressive?
They do need to be more aggressive. CTF, we see teams give away leads, and they just kind of camp in their base, let the other team push up all the way on the map, because it doesn't give you a second opportunity to play defense when you get killed and come off the spawn. So OpTic needs to play a little bit more aggressive, try and play towards that mid-map.
Apathy has gotten in behind, can't win the one-on-one though. OpTic still holding strong. They haven't allowed really any pressure to get in. You saw you have some streaks that have developed for OpTic Gaming. So I think I saw it was I'll have to check it.
The Lightning Hellstorm on
the Lightning Hellstorm, okay. I wasn't sure if it was Dart. Yes, Lightning Hellstorm, and here's going to come the Hellstorm. He's got 2 lined up. See you later. Actually, not able to find the one in the back, trying to open things up, and now John's going to grab the flag. Going to have to call the Lightning in as well. Will that connect? They're going to be in Mansion already. It looks like he has pinged it.
It's a smart play. He saves it for a second, knows they're going to go through Mansion. Now you're going to hear the Lightning come in from Crim. Just blocks that player off inside of Mansion. He gets one. Team kills Karma, though, in the process. And you see, though, in the kill feed, it's Formal with 1, Skunk with another. They're able to get the return.
It's a one-on-one. It's a one-on-one for a flag score. He might be out. Get to the edge. Has to get the mid-map. No, one more behind. If he gets that kill a second earlier, I mean, he may still be in trouble. Obviously, mid-map very, very open. but still, you get the flag save. And not, that lightning, the reason it was huge too is Apathy was camo, remember? So he might have been able to make kind of a sneaky play, but gets cut down.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the end of the world for Envy. They were going to need to get a pull to get Crim to burn those streaks. They don't get a cap off of it, but still, you have players pushed up. You have JCap inside of Mansion. You have players getting towards mid-map. You could potentially make another push. There's still a lot of time left in this game.
Yeah, you have plenty of time, but obviously it gets scarier and scarier here as the moments go on. God, this is starting to feel more and more reminiscent of what we saw in the Anaheim final versus Elevate for OpTic. The reverse sweep Kings, can they do it here? Formal has to get back on defense a little bit. Scump inside trying to find the kills, able to find one pre-fire, the second not able to do so. Now control of Mansion coming in for the side of EnVyUs. This might be a good chance for a solid push here as the green wall backed up into a literal wall here in the back of their base.
Yeah, they just got to pick up these kills and then try and swarm into the OpTic base. You see JCap picks up one. When Apathy pushes up, there needs to be another player focusing on that to trade that kill out. And there's nobody there for Envy. See, John's going to get one, putting a lot of shots down. The players in the back, and he's in a heat wave, able to get a second coming through bunker. So now this is where he needs a teammate to push through. Mansion.
That's why he can't switch to Slasher. There he is. So, like, Slasher has to come help him. Now he comes in for help. They're spawning them out in bunker. The assist comes in. There's three players here. They're spawning in bunker. One in the back they're able to find it. Now there should be a flag pull. The flag comes in for Apathy. He's trying to get around the edge. There's players that might be able to track him down, trying to back him up. He's got nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. Almost going to jump off the map there as he's trying to get away. And again, the OpTic Gaming defense holds.
I think if he would have just ran straight away and not have hesitated, I think he makes it into driveway. I don't know if he makes it all the way out Mansion and in the snow and they score, but I think he makes out the driveway. And you see a lot of pressure being put on the OpTic Gaming base. It's a good sign for Envy. They're getting OpTic a little bit flustered. You see the chaos ensuing on the OpTic Gaming side of the map. The only thing bad for Envy, they're not winning the fight.
This hole might be it. This hole might be it. You only have one player here with 45 seconds left. You're not going to get team pushes anymore. They're kind of stagger spawning now. Kind of like a 2-2 split. This is going to be so hard. They have to be flawless here, win every single gunfight. One comes into his right, doesn't see him, might leave his teammate to die, but they're able to find it now. Two down for OpTic Gaming. Here comes the push. You need a score. You need to pull right this second because you're going to have to rally this perfectly. Trying to hunt the kill in the back. Somebody has to grab the flag. You've got to go. Got to score almost immediately. The hold is in. Apathy's by himself. It's looking like a game 5, baby.
And right there, we didn't actually get to see it from his POV, but Karma cuts through Mansion, comes behind two players, and takes them out just as Envy was pulling the flag. Another big play from Karma in games 3 and 4.
That is a 5-minute flawless hold from OpTic. They don't allow anything to go through from the least preferred side. That was textbook.
Yeah, big win for OpTic Gaming there, forcing a game 5. They are so good at games 3 and 4. Now you know Karma just making some more plays. Crim though, and that one absolutely crushed. Goes 26 and 14, 3 captures of the flag, 2 flag returns. Big plays all across the board for Crim.
Crim, I mean, like you said, at one point during the game, and I didn't see the final stats for him. What do you go, 26 and 14, you said? With 3 captures, 2 returns. I mean, he led in every single, least deaths, most kills, most caps, most returns. What the hell else can you do?
It's just an amazing performance from Crim, and obviously he was taking a lot of heat probably from his teammates, probably giving himself, a lot of crap from having a bad search and destroy game. I think he just needed to play better. He's really bounced back in the last 2 games.
And here we are on the cusp of a reverse sweep yet again. We've had what seems like 52 over the course of the weekend. Yeah. But guys, break it down. How did OpTic hold on?
They're doing exactly what they did against Rise Nation. They fall down 0-2. Crim doesn't have the best first 2 games. He gets angry, Teep, and then he takes over. What have you seen from Crim 6? And I know you used to play with this, man. This is not the first time you've seen this.
I think when Ian goes negative, he thinks the other team's insulting him or something. You see, he just comes back stronger than ever, and he looks visibly angry when he's playing. In the CTF, he did the same thing versus Rise. Basically, the first push of the game, they just completely mow the other team down. He goes through the bunker over and over again on the overextend, and you see he is fearless. He challenges every single gunfight with that SMG, and they just cannot stop him. You see, he ended up with 26, 27 kills, almost double positive using that SMG, and then later in the game, that's when he starts to slow down. But for whatever reason, these teams cannot stop him in the first half in CTF.
And we were talking about Apathy kind of having Crim 6's number for the first couple of games. It seems like every time there was that engagement, Apathy was winning it. Now the tides have turned. There was at least 4 times that I saw Crim 6 winning that battle, but it just seemed that Envy, after that first blitzkrieg from OpTic Gaming in the initial gunfights, they scored in the first 30 seconds, and then they never looked back. Envy wasn't able to pull it back. What was going wrong for him, Joe?
I mean, we sort of talked about it pregame, when Envy plays well, especially in respawns, sort of Apathy is the one to lead that charge. Apathy and John, they just weren't winning those one-on-one duels in the base, not until the very end when they sort of had OpTic on the defensive, but it was just too late, you know. OpTic's up 4-1 or 3-1, and Envy just try to put all the pressure they can, but those early pushes early on, they just weren't able to clutch up.
And I think if you're Envy, you have to play that less preferred side, probably a little more defensive right off the start. You cannot afford for a team like OpTic Gaming to mow you down right off the start and get a flag. And once you go down, especially on a map like Stronghold, it's very hard to come back from, even if it's one flag. So giving a team like OpTic Gaming that 2-0 lead or that 1-0 lead is going to be very devastating. And I think if Envy started that a little bit slower and posted up a little bit more and didn't let OpTic run over him in that first 10 seconds, honestly, that could have been a completely different game.
The games are heating up, and now all the pressure is on Envy here in Game 5. They had OpTic on the ropes in the first best of 5. If they would have won it, they would have had a rematch for the title. But now OpTic Gaming is just one game away. I got to ask, we have a sold-out crowd here in Orlando. Are you guys enjoying this game so far? I'm going to do it one more time. How many people want to see Envy force a second best of 5? They're the Envy fans. And how many people want to see OpTic Gaming walking away with another MLG title? The fire marshal has shut it down. They're not letting any more people in the venue, so keep your seat while you can, guys. This is going to be a good one. We're going to Game 5, and it's going to be on S&D Fringe. Fellas, what are you looking forward to most about this next map?
Formal Sniper, to be honest. He's going to go for those back barn wall runs to over towards Granny. I feel like he could be you know, we talk about how snipers can easily be shut down on certain S&D maps. Fringe is not one of those. You're always going to get a nice line of sight over that middle of the map, which is really what you want to try and control. We saw Envy, you know, counter with grenades, or try to on Hunted. It was working out pretty well. You can't really hit those same nade spots on Fringe.
Yeah, and for me, I mean, we saw Envy play this map early on versus Bittersweet, and they actually lose it. So, you know, you saw John sort of use that sniper. It wasn't very effective. So in the first couple rounds, if I'm John and I'm not using that sniper effectively, I switch. I think you have to make team pushes with the team, especially on that offense, get that bomb down, and you know, this is going to be a crazy Game 5.
Now, this is the first time we have seen Envy not go for that kinetic ban. We're going to see how it works out. Actually, sorry, for the S&D. Right, so we do see the Shiva, though. First thing they want to get rid of. Now we're going to see the Overkill, Overclock, and High Caliber removed by Envy. Anything new for here from OpTic Gaming? This looks like the most standard S&D game we're going to see.
Yeah, probably a very standard game. I like the ban of the Shiva, especially with Karma using it pretty effectively this entire tournament. So it's props to Envy on getting rid of that. I don't know. Maybe you want to go for the SVG or Thermal or something just to make Formal kind of not use that Thermal site, but I guess they didn't decide to do that. So this is going to be a very standard game. I'm going to expect Formal to go off here. I think the snipers, maybe if John gets his sniper going to him, but I'm going to look at the snipers from both sides on this map, especially a map like Fringe.
Formal is picking Psychosis. On the other side, it looks like that is going to be John going for Glitch. The only difference we're going to see in the Search and Destroy. Last search, it was OpTic Gaming jumping up to a 3-1 start, and then it was Envy who just rallied back to take it 6-4. Time for final predictions, guys, before this game picks off. You were right on the last one, Replays. What are you calling? I'm starting with you this time.
I think OpTic was outplaying them in the last Search and Destroy. I think they're going to take this. I think they're going to fix those mistakes.
I just really want to see a second best of 5. I really do. I just think this tournament is built for it, so I'm going to go Envy.
I don't want to see Envy get Anaheim'd. I really don't. Right? I want to see another best of 5 as well.
Is it another reverse sweep, or are we going to see a second best of 5? We find out now. It is Game 5, Search and Destroy, Team Envy taking on OpTic Gaming.
All right, make some noise. Game 5. Here we go. OpTic Gaming kicking things off on offense. Krim, the GOAT, took control there in the CTF. Can he keep it going here?
You see how Krim's going to be watching the back. They're going to be trying to rely on Formal to pick up one with the sniper rifle, so we can jump on board with him, see if he can see anything mid-map, and clearly he doesn't. Now it's going to be OpTic Gaming deciding which bomb site they want to attack. Obviously, the more preferred bomb site of the two is going over towards that B bomb site, and Formal has to be very cautious here, Maven, that nobody from Auto jumps over the top and tries to peek in mid-street.
We'll see if he can find the opening pick. John shows himself. Jiggle peeks it for just a second. When is the push going to come in, though, from OpTic Gaming? He's ready for this. He's ready for the peek from over the top. It's good. Oh, my God, the timing. They're still almost able to snap on, but not able to do so. All right, let's see. They have to start to make a play here with 40 seconds left on the clock. They're going to have to begin to push. So let's take a look at Scump's POV. He was kind of looking through L-wall and just trying to get vision here to see if anyone's protecting the bomb up close.
So we've seen OpTic Gaming do this in the past, where they just don't give themselves enough time to make a play on the site. It's so important they get the first kill now, because 20 seconds left. You see Apathy in a perfect position to lock this down. As soon as they go for the plant, he's going to be able to take out this player.
In one kill might be enough here. One kill on the planter might get it done. Apathy, can he find him? Does the timing work out in his favor? Not gonna check it. Bombity playing now, he's gonna attack, tries to get Scump around the edge. Not able to do so, they're ready for it now. 2 left for NB. JCap and Slasher gonna be in the 2 versus 3. 35 seconds on the clock, now it's supposed to be JCap. JCap has the clutch. He's got one in the back, should be able to win this gunfight. No, he does not. Doesn't see him, Formal guns him.
And Apathy, I mean, well, OpTic Gaming gets a little bit fortunate there that Apathy does not see Scump cross to the bomb, because OpTic does not give themselves a lot of time. They get first blood when they enter towards that B bomb site, but Apathy lingering in that corner. If they cross to the bomb site the other way, Apathy spots Scump, takes him out. That disrupts everything that OpTic was trying to do there.
Well, I mean, he stops the plant, gets that kill. Even if he dies, the game might be over, just depending on the timing there. But yeah, they kind of get away with one to a degree. Let's see if John decides to, he's not gonna have a sniper in hand. Is Formal going to be, he's gonna be using an SVG in the back. So depending on the push here, well, it looks like it's actually gonna come towards A. So the first gunfight might actually be with Apathy, and close corner I've highlighted is going to be Karma.
Now OpTic is gonna stack over at A. They're just gonna leave Formal by himself to watch that B bomb site with the sniper in his hand, and Apathy's gonna get pushed right away. Karma with no fear goes in with the melee, able to take Apathy out. It's gonna be OpTic Gaming with first blood yet again. John answers back with a close range SVZ snipe of Scump. Sick stuff out of John.
Well, I didn't think he had it, because didn't he start with the VMP?
He switched.
He had to switch, yeah, so I was not even ready for him to hit that shot. Oh, Formal just gets away with his life across mid. Now, depending on where they decide to push, can Formal get in a position here to maybe shut it down? Oh God, the timing of this may work out brilliant. Hello, friend! Formal with the headshot on JCap. Now gonna be a 2 versus 3. John and Slasher have to make plays. John now going into top bar, and he's gonna be by himself, 1v2, just under 30 seconds to work with. He knows there's a sniper in the back. Gonna peek, not able to hit the shot, trying to turn it into a 1v1. Krim teasing him. Is Formal able to come up from behind?
Well, why has Formal not pushed him? Like when Krim is kind of toying with him in the mid-street, that's when they expect Formal to come on the pinch. Right there, they get fortunate.
Great stuff
They
from Krim.
force John to push Krim in the middle of the street. Krim wins it easy.
Krim gets it done, just bobbing and weaving, not giving John an easy shot to hit. You know, you don't know if you want Formal to push them with the RK5 or play patiently, make sure they kind of have all their angles covered. Regardless, it works out very nicely as OpTic Gaming's able to take the round there.
Now, OpTic up 2-0 here in the Game 5 Search and Destroy. And this is what we've seen in the past, maybe. And once they get rolling, they're very difficult to stop. I feel like Envy needs to take this round.
Formal has yet to drop here as he's going to be 3-0, looking for any cross. Over the top is going to be John! Whoa. Misses one just narrowly.
By like an inch, and they're going to let Formal keep going for this pick. You see on the minimap how defensive the offense is going to be from OpTic Gaming. They're going to play very far back, not going to decide on a bomb site right away. They're going to try and make the defense of Envy rotate around, and there is a first blood from Formal, able to pick up John.
I was just looking at the triangles on the minimap, like waiting for them to line up perfectly, and just gets the shot. Formal 6 stuff there, 4-0 with yet another first blood, trying to go over the top, see if he can find anything from A. Trophy doing work right now. Saw Apathy for a second. Apathy, do not peek this. Apathy, you know he has a sniper trying to hold him at the edge. Apathy backing down.
I don't know it. Yeah, about an inch. And this is where they need to start pushing Formal. He pops that Psychosis. They're able to take him out in the mid-map. But what Formal did know is actually Apathy picks up John's sniper rifle. So Apathy has the snipes in his hand. Does not matter, though, as everybody from NB falls. OpTic up 3-0.
Oh, God, this is feeling very familiar to their match versus Rise.
Yeah.
To Elevate final in Anaheim.
Yeah.
Never say die for this OpTic team, man.
It's when you have an opportunity to close them out, you have to do it. It's the same thing we saw at Rise yesterday. They're like a second away. They don't do it, and Envy here may have given this series away back in Game 3.
Well, the crowd certainly behind OpTic. You hear the chant starting as they're looking to close this one out. We're going to go with the offense now for the attack of Envy, but let's check the snipers over the top for a second. I want to see if maybe he can hit the edge and get an angle. He's looking towards mid-map and not anyone pushing for that side, so it's likely going to be Crim6, kind of the lone man to deal with the pressure shorts. Because then the wall bank, he's actually getting some shots in, gets backed up. Now, he will have some sniper coverage in the back. Remember, Formal was here to maybe provides some support. He's able to get the assist. Krim finds the first kill. Can Krim find any more? Tagging up Mini, but not able to close it out. Now the rotation coming across. You have the rest of the players coming in. Not able to win it. Now going to be on Formal and Scump. Formal drops in the back. Scumpy in a 1v3. Looks like they want to wrap the bomb, but he's able to find one. Now 1v2. Can't get it done. EnVyUs, thank God they get on the board here. Cannot go down 4-0 or this is over.
It was a good first blood from Krim, because what happened is Envy nades in towards the bomb site. They get that marker. They expect Krim to back all the way up. And Krim actually comes closer towards the bomb, closer to the door, and he's able to win that first gunfight. The issue there is the rest of the guys on OpTic Gaming too slow to rotate over.
Well, I think he pushed up because Formal got the hit marker with his grenade from the back. So he gets the assist there. Krim knows he can find a kill. But yeah, just need a little bit more support. But God, if you're an Envy fan, you needed that round. What do you want to see from them maybe defensively here? Well, they need to get Cap going too, man. 0-4. It's like a Krim Game 2 performance.
Well, look, I mean, if OpTic is going to play this far back in their base, take control of the map. Push up a little bit further on tracks. Push up into the tin area. Force OpTic Gaming when they decide they want to make a push. That they can't go anywhere. And maybe sees the tip of Slasher's gun. I don't know.
I thought he did. Maybe Karma can get the angle. Well, we'll tell how Karma's. Yeah, he saw him. He had to. You saw how
he had to call it out, Karma. But Karma does not have a good angle here to attack this, and now sees that the player has moved. Now the nade comes over the top. They know where Slasher is. Does not matter. Slasher wins one gunfight. John with another. Formal's tagged up from the nade in the mid-street. He's going to fall. JCap gets on the board as well. Stumped the last one alive here. And this is what happens sometimes when they play slow. Where
it's like Slasher baited them into that.
If Envy takes control of the map, when OpTic plays slow on offense, they will have nowhere to go with the bomb.
Yeah. And there was so much, there were what, 2 or 3 players focused on trying to get Slasher once they saw him. Everything just fell apart. I mean, Slasher winning that initial gunfight opened everything up, and just like that, Envy's back into it. So now Envy's going back to offense, Matt. They haven't had a ton of success. Obviously, they're still down around here. What would you like to see from the offensive side of Envy?
I think they need to commit to a bomb site. If OpTic is going to play this defensive setup with just Formal over at B and the others stacking at A, I would just push Formal all the way back at B. But you see John going for a crazy snipe over the top. Not going to get any vision on anyone. And you see now OpTic, they've elected to stack the B site and have one player over at A. If you're Envy, you just beat OpTic when they were playing in the slow play style. Why go to it yourself? I mean, you know what works. Just kind of go with it. Slasher gets first blood, though, taking out Formal. That is huge. Eliminating the sniper presence on the side of OpTic Gaming.
John, who I just switched off, saved JCap's life in a big way.
So John picks up one at the end of tracks. This is a round where Envy should win it and tie things up 3-3. Slasher picks up another kill, and now you see Krim, the last one alive here in a 1v4.
And this has been like really, really lopsided rounds these past couple for OpTic, and that's 3 in a row from Envy. The crowd was freaking out. OpTic chants going off as they're up 3-0. Envy, not phased whatsoever. They climb right back in this.
Really good aggressive rounds from the side of Envy. OpTic trying to play this slow play. Insertion and destroy just not working out. I want to see if OpTic changes things up, if they go fast here on this next push. I think they have to. They just have not given themselves great opportunities to win these rounds when they start playing slow.
Well, this time, just real quick, I'm going to watch the defensive side of the snipe, see what John tries to do. What's his route? How's he try to peek it? He's going to go over the top. Does he see anything? He's Formal! Not able to snap there, and look, Formal's put the sniper away for now. It looks like they want to get aggressive here, pushing towards this A site. You're going to have JCap ready in a very, very common spot. He's going to see one. There's going to be many to challenge him. Slasher, though, with him, able to find the first kill. Karma trading it out. Can they get the hold here? The grenade going to tag up and back them up. So everybody now, you take a look at the minimap, rotating out. It's going to be 3 versus 3. Let's see how they opt to attack this.
And they got a little bit scared there. I mean, when Krim goes out first, that second player needs to follow up right away. Karma picks up the kill. And once they pick up that kill, just fight that. It's a 3v1 at the bomb site. I mean, that guy's not going to kill all 3 of your members coming out of 10. Maybe he gets one guy, and as long as you knock down the shots, you're able to kill him. Then you have a 2v2 with the complete control of the A site. I think they just need to be a little bit more aggressive there. A little bit too hesitant now, trying to go back towards that B bomb.
A lot of pressure here for John to try and hit a shot. Saw one, tries to hit the quick scope. Remember, JCap was in the back, should be able to help him out. JCap watching from the backside. 3 players from OpTic Gaming now pushing up. There's one on tracks. Karma's just staring at JCap, waiting for him to make a move here. John gets the kill coming forward. Now it's going to be JCap as he shuts it down. The 3-on-3 all goes the way of Envy. That's now 4 rounds in a row. OpTic Gaming falling apart.
And Slashers come up huge for Envy. 9 and 5 here in game 5. See JCap in the final kill cam, and You know, what's kind of funny is like when John takes that like quick scope, like what are the chances of him hitting that? I don't think Scump even saw him, would have challenged it. If John just plays a little bit more passive, maybe he kills the player coming down tracks, maybe he's able to pop out the RK5, kill player on bomb, would have made it a lot easier for Envy to win.
I actually went to him because I thought he was going to get Karma pushing at the back track spot, but Scump coming across the top like that, I think scared him a bit. He had to try and pull the shot. Now it is going to be Formal all the way in the back. Does he get an angle? He's got the M8, not the snipe, the camo coming forward. Slasher trying to find the kill, able to do so. First blood now for OpTic. They trade it back, but two are falling, not able to win. It's out Crim6 in a 1 versus 3. Finds one. He has camo to work with. If he can turn this into a 1v1, has a great opportunity here to make a play. How does he plan to attack? Finds one. Tries to challenge. Tagged up. The pinch coming in. Tries to get to the edge here on track. They're both pushing. Not able to do it. 1 round away is Envy from pushing this to a second best of 5.
And honestly, this is something that I did not expect. When I saw Envy go down, I was like, oh man, this is like a typical OpTic. No reverse sweep. They're going to make this comeback and just dominate game 5. I couldn't be more wrong. Envy fights all the way back. 1 round away from forcing a second best of 5. And I think, you know, if the tournament were to end here, Slasher's like got to be the MVP for me. I mean, he has just played insane the entire weekend. And now OpTic Gaming on the offensive side of things. Let's see what they decide to do.
It looks like it's going to be a strong B hit coming out from the side of OpTic. The one person they're going to have to deal with. You hear the camo going off. I think that's going to be Crim6 trying to get through. It's a preemptive pop, but not going to find anything. No kills coming in, but at least able to wrap to the back. Are they going to make a play? Where is Apathy sitting? Apathy in a dangerous position here to get in and disrupt this. He's kind of between the stack. Are they going to be ready for it? Should find the first blood, able to find Formal. First kill coming in. Let's get the Barnes. The next challenge going to come through. Trying to win it is Crim6 tagged up and pushing back. John not going to be able to do so. 2v4, 1v4. Karma now has to win this to take the grand final. They're pushing up challenge and that's it. We are going to a second best of 5.
And Apathy with a huge play there. Hides in small door. Gives up the B bomb site to the guys on OpTic Gaming, and then comes through, takes out Formal. He knows that player's rotating out to watch the back of tracks, but the comeback started, and I mean, Slasher carried them during that game. I mean, Slasher goes 13 and 5. I mean, the next highest player, John, with 6 kills. An insane game from Slasher.
And you know, JCap kind of turning it on a bit, right? He started so slow. What was he, 0-4? He ends up going 4-5, so definitely turns it around in a big way.
And I mean, on the side of OpTic Gaming, you have Karma goes 3-7, Formal 4-7. And it's not like Scump and Crim played lights out. They go 5 kills, 6 kills respectively.
It looked good early, but God, Envy's still alive. Guys, how do they do it, and what are we looking at for our second best of 5?
Before we break it down, I gotta ask Merc, just how you feeling? You did a happy dance at the end of that game.
I'm so excited, man. This is what I think everybody wants to see. We want to see this second best of 5. You know, it's going to be the best Call of Duty in the world.
We got a fresh series now, TP, but we gotta break down this game 5. First of all, let's talk about the first 3 rounds. OpTic jumps out to a 3-0 start. How were they controlling the game early on?
It was largely due to Formal Sniper. When you're able to lock down that middle of the map, it creates that ease of pressure for the other team. You can have that lane to push up without fear of anyone doing anything back to you. But then all of a sudden the tides turned. Envy started playing a lot more cohesive on their offenses, getting to the bomb sites much more effectively, but that was due to Slasher. He was opening up with at least 2 kills every single time, no matter where he was on the map. And then, as soon as he gets that specialist, he camos to the back barn over and over again. We've seen it so many times, but you can't counter it. You just wall run high, and he's able to get so much control for his team.
Replays, was this Envy learning throughout the game and adapting, or is it just OpTic changing things up and making mistakes? I guess, where did this game turn around? Because Slasher was clearly the difference maker. 13 and 5, he was putting up numbers, but there's got to be more than just getting that first kill.
I think this is a product of Envy adapting and OpTic not changing, though. So Envy had something to adapt to. If I go up 3-0 and I'm OpTic Gaming right there, and I lose maybe 1 round, maybe even 2, you go down 3, like it goes 3-2, you got to change the pace. They were playing so slow and individual. Yeah. I don't think I saw them rush once, except for when Crim had that active camo play, but even that, they didn't spot anyone back barn, so he uses his camo, and I always call it the blind camo. If you're going to blind camo something, it's such a waste. If you knew he was there, that's when you pop your camo and try and get that kill, like Slasher did. Slasher did in the previous round, but he's not doing that, so they kind of wasted that specialist. So honestly, I think that was more of Envy adapting to the same gameplay that should have been changed up. I think OpTic needed a pacing change, and I just don't think they did it.
And if I'm OpTic, after I just dismantle EnVyUs and CTF by just running at them, just pure gun skill, one-on-one duels, I'm just four-man pushing all over the map. If I'm Crib 6, I want one-on-ones after one-on-ones after one-on-ones, and they're just playing around formal, and I get it. It was
hit B, get the bomb down, do it till you lose.
It was successful for a few rounds, but like you said, it's a pacing issue. You have to switch it up. You have to pressure Envy. Like, they get a pick at A, JCap's left alone in a 1-on-3, and they all leave. Push him, pressure him. He has an M8 in that back alley. Just trade that kill so easily. Just doesn't make sense to me.
Well, here we go. Even playing field after our first 5 games. Let's see how we got here. It all started with a strong start from Envy. OpTic Gaming looking pretty solid in Breach hardpoint, but it was Envy and Apathy finishing strong. In game 2, OpTic up 3-1. Envy again with the comeback to take Search and Destroy. And then it was Crim 6. He puts on a show in that CTF Stronghold. You saw the whole team come together on Evac, but they fell apart in the game 5. The good news for OpTic, this is their first loss of the tournament. They get to start fresh. They get a brand new set of maps. And now we get to see who truly is the champion in North American Call of Duty. Is it going to be our Stage 1 champions, OpTic Gaming, or is it our Stage 2 champions, EnVyUs?
Storyline's perfect. You can't make it any better. Basically, Envy has been on the rise. We weren't really sure if we were going to call them a top 2 team, but they're here. They just took a series off of the best team in the game, and now they're making a case to become the #1 team in the world leading up to XP. I'm super excited to see if they're going to be able to replicate what they were doing on maps 1 and 2 in this fresh set.
I'm not going to make a prediction, but if I'm OpTic, I'm happy that Crim 6 comes alive in games 3 and 4. I don't think they start off slow in games 1 and 2 like they did here. So I'm really looking at Crim. I think he's the difference maker for this OpTic team. If he has a good series, I think OpTic takes it.
All right, well, we are going to allow a quick break for our players. Let them rest up before the marathon continues. When we return, it's the second half of the grand finals, Envy versus OpTic Gaming, live from Orlando.